Hey gamers, welcome to another brand new DSP style video. This time, we are going to be covering his Final Fantasy VII coverage because it's important, dude. Trust me. Okay, let's go. Let's get into it. This was yesterday. So let's start at the beginning, as they say, obviously.
Shout out for hate.
Shout out for hate. Oh,
Good
God.
morning, everyone. Welcome.
Shout
out to hate.
Whoa.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate. Shout out for hate. Hold on. It goes by so quickly.
Good vibes to the
Shout out to
PR.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout out to hate.
Shout out to hate. Shout out for hate.
There it is. I think this is just from the stream itself. But man, this is it's a fucking jump scare. I gotta get a picture of this. This is like the gates of hell. Like right when you're outside the gates of hell, this is like what you see. This starting back at you, then like it opens, and then Satan comes out, and it's like, "What's up?"
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to an extended streaming week
Boy.
featuring an incredibly hype new release. That is right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the premiere of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the game we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
And I welcome you here to the show, and I welcome you to 7 straight days of streaming. That is right. While last week I had a shorter week, this week, to make up for the launch of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and to have enough time to play it all day today, plus this week, I'm doing 7 straight days. Holy moly. That's cool, right?
Holy guacamole.
Of course. Undoubtedly, as I expected, this morning as I begin the show, we have way less attendees. We only have 165 people sitting here on the podcast.
Man.
You might say, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
It's a hype new release. Why would only 165 people be sitting around there for the show?
Obviously, it's because
we're starting an hour early.
Yeah, that's why, obviously.
Yes, as you can see.
You know what's funny about him starting an hour early? That's when his usual stream time started. He used to start his streams at 10:15 or whatever the fuck his time. And then he'd start gameplay, whatever. And he would end the stream at 4 p.m. his time anyway. So we're factually getting less content, and he finessed it. He finessed to get less content out to us, because now he went from uploading 4 gameplay videos to 3, and it's like, man, and he starts late, ends at the same time. We got four fucking videos or whatever, 4 like, whatever would be 4 videos with hour long, from like 10 to fucking 4 or whatever the fuck. But now we can't do that, obviously.
Is the launch day of a huge game, pretty much the biggest release of the year so far, correct? I mean, I don't think there's been a single game that's come out in 2024 with as much hype behind it as Rebirth. I got my border up for Final Fantasy.
Oh man, you got the border.
I got my Cloud Strife wig ready to go.
Oh man. You're not gonna see it pretty well in this, but I could show you the thumbnails, right? Correct? Look at the thumbnails. Now, this is the pre-stream, and this is the daily wrap. Notice, as you notice, all of the strands are up and ready to go. And then the next one, they're all down. You want to know why? This fucker, he would take it out and he would just dangle it around. He would just hold it on either side, whatever, and just fuck it up. He fucked up the hair because he kept doing this. It was really like he didn't want to look too goofy, so he intentionally just kind of did this to like beat it into submission almost. It's ridiculous. He ruined the wig. And I'll be fair and say it's also probably, the quality may not be good or whatever. To be fair, that might be the case, but I don't think it helped that he was like shaking it around like that. Usually if I see something that like hangs in the air like that, I kind of try to be careful about it, because I don't, if I wanted to stay in that position, you have to like be careful. You know what I mean?
That's right. I'm not kidding you. Someone purchased me a supposed Cloud Strife cosplay wig for this event. This is how it came.
This is how it came.
This is actually it.
Now, you know what's really goofy? Remember how we talked about the fucking wig? This is how it came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This. That's the Cloud Strife wig.
Dude. Okay, I'm gonna just jump ahead a little bit. He said, "Oh, see, the trolls are saying that I was making fun of the person's thing, and I was not being grateful. I'm just saying that it was silly and dumb, or whatever the fuck." He wasn't shitting on the viewer, but the tone he was giving is the same tone when he shits on something. Like, it's the same kind of attitude. But he doesn't get that. He just describes what he did, but he didn't understand that, you know, the tone of your voice kind of sells what you're saying too, you know?
It didn't come in any other box. It didn't come in another bag. It literally showed up on my doorstep, just sitting there like this, in this bag. Would you like to see it?
Would you like to see it? Like look at this attitude. He sounds annoyed. You know what? I kind of feel deep down he suspected it's a troll. A troll sent him this. But he doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say that. So, in a way, see, this is what this fucker does. He says things in certain ways he was low-key hoping that the dude who gave him that chair, oh my god, the wig showed up in his chat. And he wanted to kind of shit on him a little bit, or like kind of be annoying about it, so then that guy can go into chat like, "Phil, it's a fucking wig, put it on," or whatever. Like, he's gonna say something. He was being instigated to say something, and then DSP will look at him and be like, "Oh, see, this guy, so he gives me the wig, right? And I get him in chat, he's just shitting on me. Okay, I'm glad, see, I did not, promise it. You noticed that, right? I said it could happen, and I'm glad I didn't, authorize anything just yet, man." He was hoping for that situation. Hoping, because this dude is just sitting like, "Okay, yeah, this is what it came in. Look at this. Okay, you want to see it? Okay." This totally sounds like you enjoyed the thing you got for free. Like, look at it. It's fucking body.
Wow, it looks just like it.
See, look, the hair strands are all sticking up. Like they're supposed to. But this dude was dangling it, just beating it to a pulp before he even got a chance to wear it. He kind of fucked up the wig, honestly.
I mean, I don't think you could be any closer to the real Cloud Strife.
Look, this part, I think if it was just this, I can see whatever, because he's at least talking about the wig, and that's whatever. You could kind of look at it and think whatever. Like, that's a better, way he could have handled it than the beginning where he sounded like he got fooled. Like, he kind of gave that impression that he looked at this like, this dude's making a fool out of me. So he was not committed to it yet. And then, he looked at this and wants to, kind of have to, kind of lighten the mood. Because he wasn't taking the bait, dude.
Anyway, by the way, it came with this. I think this is a hairnet. I think if you have messed up hair, weird hair, you put on the hairnet. So it doesn't interfere with the wig or something like that.
I think it's so that you can keep
you might
the wig
say,
on your
what?
head.
Yeah, a fan was like,
Whatever.
"Oh, would you like if I sent you a Cloud Strife wig to put on for the premiere of Final Fantasy VII? Would you like that?" And I said, "I don't see why not. I've worn other wigs. It might be something funny."
You wore
right?
one wig,
and
by the way.
Basically, this is what shows up, this thing. So, if we do hit the hat goal today of tips, I'll put it on. Actually, I think what we should do, since this is so ridiculous, I think we should actually have this be the bigger goal today. I think
he wanted this to be $150. Like, dude, what? As I said, I think he was testing the waters to see if, like, the Baldur's Gate 3 tippers would show up, give him 150, and then he could use that to justify paying 150. But since that didn't happen, he has to accept that's $100 now. He kind of got bullied almost into keeping it at $100, but he should have had it be 100. It's ridiculous to say 150 and to say this. So this is the other thing. He has this segment, and he probably didn't think much of it. But think about it. This dude has to painstakingly like describe everything to his chat like they're fucking babies. And he didn't go back and say, oh, this is for $100 until like the end of the stream or until later. But okay, whatever.
We should do glasses, vest first, and then this is the highest level tier tit, I think. That's what I think anyway. I mean, you guys could disagree, but...
You guys could disagree. Okay.
This looks so bad. I can't believe they actually made and sold this thing as like a cosplayer's official...
Well, yeah, I think to a certain degree, people are going to understand. You can't get cloud perfect hair. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in anime that just will not translate into 3D. That's why, like, when I see any live action of Dragon Ball, it's like, how are you going to do Goku's hair? Like, it doesn't make sense in a 3D space, in my opinion. Like, and I feel you can kind of tell that when they did like 3D animations for Dragon Ball and all this stuff, like they probably struggled a little bit on Goku's hair. They probably was like, what do we do? They found good solutions, but you're never gonna get perfect, like realistic anime hair. So obviously they sell this, and the person who buys it probably understands, hey, it may not be 1-to-1.
Wig, it looks terrible. Like,
it looks terrible.
I mean, and I have a Ken Masters wig, you know, from my Ken outfit, and this just looks significantly worse in quality to me. Dude, this looks like half of like Rod Stewart's hair, or like David Bowie in Labyrinth, right? That's what this reminds me of. It looks nothing whatsoever like Cloud Strife. You could tell that this is probably like $20, right? This is probably like a $20 wig.
See, like,
this isn't any high-end cosplay wig or anything.
But this isn't
like that,
as bad.
right?
It gets worse later on, right?
Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna happen, I guess, if we do hit a support level later today. At first I was kind of hyped for it until it actually showed up and I saw it, and I was like, it's nice of the person to say, hey, I want to do something nice for your premiere stream. At the same time, I mean, sadly, this is just a pure example of the kind of crap that you will get off of Amazon. It's hilarious because all the cosplay wigs on Amazon look amazing in the preview pictures.
Oh,
they look exactly like
this dude
Cloud.
Acts as if like he discovered that photos may not be 100% accurate. He discovered that, guys.
And that's what you get in the mail. It's like, what the
Anyway,
fuck? So that's in play today.
Okay, it's in play, guys. Sip, sip, sip.
Now I'm so much more on board with it this time, okay? And here's why.
Here's why.
The way I see it is, the first game, Final Fantasy VII Remake, okay, sadly, was a game that was mismarketed. Even though it did well, it really made it feel like it was what it wasn't. If they had said, this is Final Fantasy VII reimagined.
I was watching a video. It's a Rocco video from Mega 64, but he was discussing the ending of Final Fantasy VII. But he said that, like, even in interviews, they did mention they're remaking the story, and he only said like the ending. He doesn't know how it feels like, you know, in Final Fantasy VII Remake, like, you know why the ending was the way that it was, whatever. But it's never like he sat there and was like, I didn't expect them to change the story. It was more nuanced than that, and he knew that they would have changed something. And DSP is like, dude, they say it's a remake, and it's not Final Fantasy VII, man. Like, okay.
It's not the original game. We're going in a different direction, a multiverse where anything can happen, so come check it out because it's your favorite characters with a new twist. I think everyone would have been like, what the hell? That sounds amazing. Instead, they literally said, oh, it's just Final Fantasy.
You know what? Think about it, though. There's all these spin-offs. So if they were to announce Final Fantasy VII Remake as like a spin-off or whatever, then that's all it's gonna be. It would just be a spin-off game. So I think they intentionally called it Final Fantasy VII Remake so people can look at it more like as a direct thing, not a spin-off. You know, like, I feel like there's an expectation when you say spin-off versus, like, oh, this is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, you know, I don't think there'd be a lot of, like, excitement for a spin-off, in my opinion. Like, people would be interested because it's Final Fantasy VII, but it's like, it's a spin-off at the end of the day. It's like if Atlas did, like, a standalone game of Persona 3 The Answer, and it's like, yeah, you know, that's not really a new game. And it's not like a full-fledged game on top of that. It's like an epilogue of another game, which is, you know, you can see that as a spin-off almost. Like, I don't know.
Fantasy VII, but we're remaking it for a modern audience. That's not what it was at all. It was a lie. If you
But
play
there
the
was
game,
like more information about Final Fantasy VII Remake that I heard from Rocco than this guy. And he's supposed to be a Final Fantasy fan.
tons of differences of that game between that and the original. And the ending is completely different and now changes the entire plot of the Final Fantasy franchise. So because of that, it's
And
new.
I
This game
swear
is-
he would hate games that did that though. So they say it's this kind of game, and then they changed it at the last minute, man. What a bunch of like bait switch assholes.
called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, The Unknown Journey Continues. The title...
And then he reads the fucking PlayStation like stuff. Because when you have a game on PlayStation, it's like the game title. Then they have like a little buzzword underneath it. And he reads that, it's like, dude, they even said this. Like, yeah, it's marketing.
art on the PlayStation 5 has Zack Fair standing there along with Cloud Strife and Sephiroth.
This is
He's alive.
massive. Dude, this is consumer mode. This is like the pig getting ready to run to the trough. He's like, oh my god, guys, look at this stuff. Look at the marketing. Whoa.
So it's going everywhere, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's going in a totally different direction. That makes me excited. Why? Because it's not a
Why?
prequel. It's not a rehash or redo. It's a new game. I'm down for that. If you're going to make a brand new Final
Whatever.
Fantasy game, I'm on board. I don't like the modern remake, the modern rehash, or a prequel style event.
But he liked modern remakes, though. He loved Resident Evil 4 remake. He loved that game, except for the 8-up stuff.
I want something that anything can happen and you don't know. Right now, the big question for everyone, what's going to happen to Aerith?
What's
Is
gonna
Aerith
happen to
is
her?
it Aerith or Eris? Because I was getting confused because they had... I don't even remember what they call her.
She's
in this,
gonna,
but, will she
go to the
survive?
moon.
You know, historically, she was one of the most shocking character deaths in video game history in the 1990s.
I got it. What they're gonna do is they're not gonna kill her. They're gonna kill Tifa. Tifa's gonna die. I'm unironically gonna believe that. I think that's the thing. I think that's what's gonna happen. Think about it. Oh, we killed Aerith in the original. This is the remake. Totally different, and it's about like probably stuff like going in the way it's supposed to, all that dumb shit. So Tifa would be a huge turning point. So it's gonna be Tifa. Then in the third game, okay, get this, get a load of this. It has a year jump, like a 9-year leap into the future, whatever. And then Cloud like wakes up on like a base, and he's like, "What's going on? What the fuck?" And then everyone is like in a different position, like Aerith is not like a caring person anymore. She's like Misato. Think about Misato in Rebuild 2 to 3. How she's such a different character in 3. That's like gonna be Aerith, pretty much. And then Cloud will just Sephiroth will just go and do Gendo shit. Okay, pretty much that. That's what they should do. Like Tifa's death is such a big deal. It changes everything. There you go.
Because she does pass away during the course of Final Fantasy VII. Not even at the end. It's like the middle of the game. Okay? So,
Think
it's Aerith.
Ava
TH.
rebuild
Okay,
game,
thank you.
movies.
So what will happen? Will she survive? Will they have someone else die instead? That's an interesting take, right?
Right.
Now that Zack Fair is alive, how will he change the plot?
What if he's not alive?
Will
What
he
if
get
he
to
was dead the
play
whole
as him?
time?
Will he be a character? Will he play differently from Cloud? These are interesting questions that we need answers, right? And
You know, this dude says all this stuff, but I never heard him talk about fucking Zach. Like, he keeps talking about Zach Braff or whatever the fuck that dude's name is, and it's like, I swear this dude is a fan of that character, but he never talked about him. And I was like, what does this guy really know? And apparently he got Red 13 lore wrong too, so it's like, what does this guy truly know about Final Fantasy VII? Other than Tifa, Aerith, Cloud, Sephiroth, and that shit.
away from spoilers, and don't worry, I'm sure we're going to get them. Just to forewarn everyone, I almost guarantee you we're going to be spoiled on this game. The game's now out. Everyone's playing it. Within a day, the entire plot will be on the internet, and people will be going around spoiling it for everybody. And there's nothing much that you can basically do.
Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
Right? So I guess we'll
Right?
see. All right? But I'm excited. Now knowing that this is a new game, this gets me excited. By the way, I'm happy that this came out now, and here's why. Man, Final Fantasy 16 was a huge disappointment last year, right? And that's
Right?
supposed to be the flagship numbered title installment. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And basically, you're like, man,
Man.
what happened? How was it so bad? The pacing was terrible. The gameplay was piss easy, like a play school Final Fantasy button
man.
mashing, and the combat. The game
More Final
sucked.
Fantasy 16 hate.
I was so disappointed
More
at how
of it.
bad it was.
I mean,
I'm
I
happy
kinda
to
like
get
the
back
game.
to this because Remake was
It's
good.
not my favorite
Remake
game,
was
but
very
it's
good, and now we
pretty
get to
fun.
play this on PS5 at launch, which means the graphics are probably going to be absolutely outstanding and jaw-dropping. Plus, the other cool thing about this, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth open world.
man.
Unlike the first game where you were...
Dude, stop. Open world. Wow. He loves open world because it's Content City.
stuck in Midgar. In this one, it's the open world gameplay that you loved from the original Final Fantasy VII. This is when the game got much better. So I'm very excited to have this happen, and I hope that the game is as good as people are saying. I'm very, very pumped. And that's why I'm so excited to even play this so much this week and carry this as the mainstream for the next 3+ weeks. I want to have a great time with all of you, enjoying a brand new release, groundbreaking graphics, great gameplay, redone plot, new elements. I'm just really pumped. I really am. And I hope that it's good. And I hope that you guys are going to come by every day and hang out with me. Listen. The reason the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough works so well is because of engagement. Because every day people are coming by and engaging. If we can get that engagement for this game too, that would make me so happy. And this really is the first...
This dude... Like... He sounds like a child. Like how, like, oh, if I get this for Christmas, I'll be so happy. Oh, if I get that, I'll be so happy. And this dude is saying this to like his audience. I would be so happy if I get engagement. This dude, like, man, he's just going.
Giant release of the year. Yeah, Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon were new games, but I didn't feel that level of hype that I'm feeling for Final Fantasy VII.
Oh my god, because guess what? Final Fantasy VII is like the massively hyped franchise. Like, dude, everyone knows about Final Fantasy VII, man.
So, I hope you guys are on board. Alright, I'm pumped for this.
He's pumped.
So, yeah, that's why I'm playing it so much this week.
Now he says today, Friday, oh, I was so stressed out, man. But yesterday, I'm pumped.
I have to maintain balance and everything. I'm super pumped. Now, I will say this. All right, before we get started, today is February 29th. There usually isn't a 29th day in February, all right? It is the last day of the month. Any support that you guys lend me today is incredibly helpful because I'm trying, obviously, to come back from the fact that I had, no exaggeration, I wish this was an exaggeration, over 2,500
man,
fake gifted memberships on this channel.
These memberships.
For a month and a half, all right?
All right.
Pretty much all my legitimate memberships went away. And that's awful because I'm not...
This is such a trash thing to say. Think about it. We don't know how many people stopped renewing, correct? But we can estimate maybe like 500, 600. Between that, I'll be generous and say 500 and 600 was his average memberships. Like, his average. And he was doing fine with that. And then he got gifted memberships all the way up to higher numbers and all this other nonsense. But 500, 600 is what he usually got. And we don't know if he still gets that now or less or more, whatever. But he's saying that they're all gone. Like, it's like he's acting as if he is now making $0 in memberships, but he is still getting honest memberships anyway. He has 600 at most renewing memberships that he got naturally. Oh my god. And oh dude, this DSP looks so fucking weird in that fucking in that fucking position. Jeez.
Getting paid for any of those. These are people who normally would have supported my content, supported my channel with a membership. They liked the fact that they were getting all these features. And then what happened is everyone got it for free. And because of that, of course, who's going to pay for something they got for free?
Dude, but they're not getting free memberships every month though. It's random to begin with, and these people may renew. Honestly, he doesn't know. What if they did? See, this is the other funny thing. What if one of these people who did the who got a fake membership gifted to them, end up becoming a real member? But that doesn't count because these people got gifted members by Argentina.
Right? It's like, oh, it's a freebie. And as much as nice as that might be, and you might say, well, that's great. You got new emotes on your channel. Everyone got access to the features. I lost a big chunk of my income. All right? This is not a joke. This is not a gross exaggeration. I lost, arguably, anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 over the course of a month and a half that these memberships were fake.
Oh, this is funny.
Okay?
As Meerkat said, Pigonomics. The Pigonomics. Dude, he says 1,500 to 2,000. Later that night, he said 1,000 or whatever the fuck.
Now, there's no way to fix the problem. It's going to be ongoing. But I think undoubtedly what's going to happen is it's not going to be as big of a deal in the long term. It was just an initial shock. But it sucks because not only did this happen at a time when there's lowest ad revenue on YouTube, meaning already I was going to take a hit of my income because there's not a lot of ads to go around on YouTube in the months of January and February, but also, on top of all of that, there was a lull in games. If you take a look, pretty much I played exactly the same games for the entirety of the month of February. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Tekken 8, Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I tried to do some different stuff there with the Retro React streams, which went really well, right?
Right,
But
correct.
overall, there's not much I can do. I got to play what's out. Suicide Squad was a humongous flop.
Oh, man.
Huge flop. No one
Huge
cares about the
flop.
game. It's a terrible game. It's dead, so no one... I didn't play it. That was a game that I thought would have been good. Didn't work. Pal World. After initial interest...
Wait, what was that game?
No one cares about the game. It's a terrible game. It's dead, so no one... I didn't play it. That was a game that I thought would have been good. Didn't work.
Okay. Suicide
Pal
Squad,
World.
okay.
After initial interest, I stopped playing it. By the way, so did everybody else. If you guys aren't aware...
Only on Xbox, but the reason why he dropped it wasn't because he was bored or whatever the fuck he wants to say it was. It was because he couldn't name his pals. So he kind of got bored with it when he realized he couldn't do that.
They went from over 2 million players down to less than 100,000. The player base has completely fallen off for the game. It was a hype game for a couple weeks, and just like all these memeable games, it died and no one talks about it anymore.
But why did he play that one, but then the other ones that were also on Game Pass he didn't want to play? Is it because it's a Nintendo knockoff and you love Nintendo that much?
Although Helldivers 2 has seen great success, it's an online co-op shooter. I don't play co-op games like that, so it doesn't fit into my forte of the games that I play. So if you look at it this month, it was undoubtedly...
And no, he can't play with Cat because Cat's not interested, and it's an online-only game, so they're not going to figure that out. They don't know what to do about that.
Going to be a deader month, and there was nothing I could really do about it. I even played the very, very small Silent Hill game, right? It's only 3 hours long. I got through it in one sitting. So,
Yeah, it was
all
a
that
free
being
game.
said, I did my best
Whatever.
to try to entertain you guys. Thank you to those who were around and did support. But yeah, what happened was I have a giant hit now of income because people who would
This
have had...
dude is saying all this when he was getting $100+ every day when he was playing Baldur's Gate 3. He was playing that game back to back. And he's acting as if he got nothing throughout the whole month. Like, these YouTube things hit him that badly. But this dude, back on Twitch, he was loving telling people to go to tips. But the thing is, and I said this before, and this kind of proves my point in my opinion, but he loved site revenue streams because it's income that you don't think about. It's memory hole money. Like, he can get all these super chats, all these memberships the next month. They're not gonna think about that anymore. So Don't think about it. It's already done. Move on. Like, that's what he loved about it. And the risk with tips is that it's a constant thing you have to remind them, because DSP cannot just like assume that you know how to tip. I mean, he has to remind you. So that's a little bit more tricky. Meanwhile, with super chats, it was just a little fun little game that people may not pay attention to, whatever. And that's what he was looking for. And now that it's gone or at risk, oh, it's terrible. It's an awful thing.
Memberships did not get them. They just got them for free. And I hate to say it, although there was a handful of people who were like, oh, listen, I was going to buy a membership, but I got one for free. So now I'm going to come by and I'm going to support you in another way. I'm going to send you a...
This dude told them to do that. He's like, so they did this. It's like, yeah, you told them to do that. And now you're saying that, oh, it's not enough? That's kind of what he's saying. It's not enough. Nothing's enough for this fucker.
I'm going to do a super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was like 2% of the people who normally are members.
Just 2%.
No exaggeration.
This dude should be like... He's so appreciative. This is him being appreciative. He doesn't like a gift horse in the mouth or anything. But guys, only 2% did that. So like my income is hurt. He's stating facts. But that doesn't mean it doesn't come off unappreciative though. Like, this is so unappreciative. And this dude says he's so thankful and this and that. And he talks like this to them. Like, dude, come on.
Because typically on this channel, I'll have anywhere between 500 to 800 members a month, which equates no...
800 is super generous. Like, that's kind of like delusional numbers. Like, come on.
Exaggeration to around $1,500 to $2,000 of my consistent income. And I don't have that now. So now what's going to happen is, when I get paid in March, I'm pretty screwed. Like, this month, I feel...
He has 3 channels, and they all, like, have different, like, revenue, whatever, but it's still revenue nonetheless. And he got paid by, Patreon every month. Every month. And just one source of income is low, he's screwed. But he was in worse positions before and was just fine.
I'm going to have to...
And you know what's also funny? This dude brags about how he went through bankruptcy, he survived bankruptcy, and all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. You'd think that would make him be a little bit more like, okay, like, he would know how to, like, stretch out his money or whatever, correct? Because to do bankruptcy costs a lot of money to do it, and you have to get all these people involved into doing it, etc., etc., etc. He was able to afford all of that on what he was being made back then. But, like, now, he acts as if he never had a penny pinch before. Which makes it seem very, like, suspicious, correct? This dude, man.
Penny pinch and cut giant corners.
And the thing is, I'll say this again. No one would be talking about DSP in this kind of way if DSP didn't make it our business. Like, if he just said, hey, support me, and that's it, that's one thing. But this dude has been just talking about his bills and how we need to worry about his livelihood. And it's like, come on.
This comes at a time when I have to buy a bunch of games. I just bought Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to be getting the Battlefront.
This dude literally does not need to buy any games. He has Baldur's Gate 3 that's making him a lot of money. And he's just like, I need to buy all these other games. Do you really have to? Huh?
Collection. I'm going to be getting Rise of the Ronin. I'm going to be getting Dragon's Dogma 2, and there may even be others this month. So in a month when I actually have a big cost coming up is a month when I'm going to get paid the least. So today, if you're here to chill with me and hang out with the premiere of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because I'm very excited for this game. As I told you guys, this is one of my biggest, most hyped games of the year by far. All right. By the way, I got distracted earlier. The point I was trying to make before I got completely on a tangent was that if you guys can support my streams today, it would really, really help a ton, because I'm hoping that I can basically get a situation where we can have a little bit of a rallying today for the new release.
Oh my god,
be a rally. All the lost revenue of the fake memberships. I don't know if that's going to happen. I know people have been waiting for a new game. And finally the new game is out, right?
Right? Correct.
So I'm hoping that if you guys like today's content, if you like the fact I'm covering Final Fantasy so much today, please support the stream, okay? I would really, really appreciate that if we could have a really great day. Jeez.
Great day, jeez.
Well, that's sad to hear.
Sad to hear.
Anyway,
Like,
yeah, guys.
that cut is so good, so funny to me. He just goes on and on and says, "That's sad to hear." Anyways, like,
Please support the streams today if you can. Today, particularly, things like super chats and memberships would be very, very helpful, because anything you do today will still count for this month, and I'll get paid for it in March, as opposed to if you show up tomorrow and support via super chats or memberships, I don't get paid.
but guess what? Guess what, motherfucker? He's gonna tell you, well, guys, it's the end of March. I need the money for March to help me in April. But he doesn't move the goalposts. Only the trolls move the goalposts, correct?
Until April, and March is going to be the month where I need help, because I'm already going to have way less income, plus I have to buy a bunch of games, so it would really help right now. So please today, guys, support the streams if you can, if you like the stuff. All right? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So that's all we've got so far on the YouTube side. Again, guys, please today,
Please.
if ever you were
please.
going to support the streams, today would be a great day to do it.
See what
Last-
how much he wants to scam the last day of the month. Like, he wants to, like, drip every penny out of each day.
Of February, and this would definitely, any support I get today will help make up for the issue with the memberships that we've been having for a month and a half, and I would really appreciate support.
It's
if you
really
can.
like the only reason why this dude is like alive is because he sees potential value in being alive, and not that he wants to, just that he sees value in it.
So thank you.
He gets satisfaction.
All right, we're ready to start again, guys. Remember today, if you can support my streams, please do. That would help me a ton right now, because it's month end, last day of the month, to help out with all the nonsense that's been happening the last month and a half, and anything today helps a ton. And if we do hit the goal today,
See?
the Cloud
See,
Strife
he's just
win.
doing
So there you
this.
go.
He's
All right, let's
ruining
begin.
it. Let's begin.
Obviously, we're in the intro,
Obviously.
and I thank you all for chilling with me here and joining me for the premiere of Final Fantasy.
Okay, I think I covered this part in the last video, so you can go back to that to see the rest. But we are gonna go to the daily wrap. Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here. Welcome to the daily wrap for what was Thursday, the 29th of February 2024, the final day of the month and release day for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. A full day of that on my streams on DSP Gaming today. Shall we talk a little bit about it? Because I know people are wondering, what's my day one impressions of the game?
No.
Well, first of all, between the two streams, and despite the fact that I had to start the first stream early and end it early, we got about 5.5 hours in of gameplay today.
Using it 5.5 hours anyway. Like, he acts as if like he never did the like he didn't make up for that time, but he did. He did the same amount of time. Whatever.
There's definitely a pattern going on with releases these days. Where you cannot get a handle on what a game is until so many hours in. It is so hard to give him first impressions. Oh my god,
baby mode.
Case in point, with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the whole first 3 hours is a flashback segment to Nibelheim when Sephiroth and Cloud visited the Mako reactor, and Sephiroth goes crazy and attacks the whole town and stuff like that. It's very, it's old school plot for Final Fantasy VII. This is not a spoiler or anything like that.
Except it's part of the remake.
But it's
whatever. Okay.
That's how the game actually opens. It gives you a very brief shot.
Like, he can literally just say it's a flashback, but whatever.
Who apparently is alive in another universe or multiverse to the gang from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but it's not clear how that's going to tie into the game yet. And then immediately you're thrown into 3 hours of Nibelheim. These 3 hours are not really representative of the rest of the game. You don't get to explore, really. The combat is simplistic because you're playing as an over-leveled Sephiroth and Cloud who kill everything within a few hits. There's one boss fight, and the boss fight's a little challenging, but you're just given so many healing items that there really is no significant challenge at all. Basically, it's just easy. So you kind of coast through it. And the thing is, the graphics are good. The music's good. The plot is good. I mean, this part of the game is actually intriguing. You're wondering what's happening. But it's hard to read a game when the whole first 3 hours are just this intro segment that's not representative of the rest of the game. Maybe it's good they got it out of the way, But
Dude.
it is a little annoying because then you're like, I did my whole first stream and people are like,
You,
so what
you
do you
could get a feel of the game to a degree, sure. Yeah, you need to play more to get into it, but that's any game.
think? I
Uh,
have no clue. I can't tell you anything yet because we didn't really play the game yet. So then tonight's second stream was 2.5 hours. The whole first hour was the town of Kalm, Kalm, and it is so different from the
Oh my
original game.
God.
Now the town has all this content. It's vibrant. There's people talking in the streets with all these conversations.
wow.
There's side questing to do this new card game called Queen's Blood, and it's progressively getting harder.
This would act as if they were gonna like keep the same. Like there was a possibility that they were gonna keep how Calm looked back then. It's like obviously they're not gonna do that. I mean, look at it, man.
As you play it through the city, there's a few mini missions where you learn things like how do you upgrade your weapons to get these different like stat increases, how do you upgrade your skill tree to increase your characters and their abilities, stuff like that. And then there's a little story mission, and then boom, something happens in the game immediately that doesn't happen in the original Final Fantasy VII. It's added content. So I get the feeling what's going to happen is the game will generally follow the plot from the original game, but will add a bunch. And this is just one of the cases. Calm adds all this content, so you're in that town for like an hour to an hour and a half doing all
okay.
these new things. Then the game finally goes open world, and
Oh,
you get to see
shit.
the breadth of this big open map in front of you to start.
Breadth
It
of
is
the big
gorgeous.
open
The
world.
graphics are great on this map, and there's big traversal, moving all around, platforming, grabbing items in the environment.
These
The
hand
combat
gestures.
still is kind of simplistic at this very beginning point, but the thing is, we're not really unlocking much yet. Like, for example, by the end of the stream, the goal is to basically get the chocobo, right? You have to catch a chocobo, because that's the story, is to get past this bog with this giant serpent monster. You
The
can't
story
fight it
is
yet.
to
It's
get a
too tough.
chocobo. We
You
have
need
to
a
get
chocobo
one.
to use this to cross the bog and get to the next part of the game. So you get the chocobo, but then all of a sudden it starts unlocking other stuff. Oh, remember that character Chadley from Final Fantasy VII Remake? He's back.
man,
Now you gotta
Chadley's
touch these
back.
towers to unlock these things on the open world map that show you all this content in the area. You're like, "Whoa." Basically, it's overload. It's like, here's a new system, here's a new system, here's a new system, here's a new system, here's a new system. We finished 5.5 hours, and at the
Oh
end of
my
the game, like,
God.
oh, by the way, here's a new system. Like, what the holy moly? There's so much to the game.
Dude, it's the
very
beginning of the
complex.
game.
There's a
That's-
lot to it. That's a good thing.
It's
I'm not
complex because he had to sit through tutorials. This dude, I think would love Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, let me tell you, though I streamed it once. Only thing I remember was there was a lot of fucking reading. It was like you had to read a manual in the game to understand how the game works. So if DSP loves complicated games, he should play Final Fantasy VIII. He'd love it.
complaining in any capacity. I'm just saying it's hard to get a read on the game because I don't actually feel like we've had a single fight that's even like representative of what the combat will be. Like, not in a single fight have I really had to actively dodge or do the time
chose
blocks
not
to
to.
parry.
You
Like,
could-
I
you
know
could
that's a
always
big part.
do
That was a big
stuff.
part of the first game. So
Whatever.
I have to eventually learn those techniques and get into them, but you don't really use them right now. It's just a lot of button mashing early on. Okay, it's gonna get different. I actually switched to Barrett. I was like, oh yeah, I remember using Barrett in Remake.
Oh,
He's different.
yeah,
He's got the gun. You
Barrett.
switch between
He has
special
guns.
abilities. You dodge around a bit. You keep firing the gun. I'm like, okay. So I figure if I go to like Aerith too, and you remember Tifa has the giant combo she
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
hours. I'm having a good time. The music is outstanding. It's cool to see this plot now being treated by like a ginormous, big to do, right? The
Big
original games from the
to-do.
90s were good for the time, but man, they're so outdated now. And now to play this game
Oh
and see how
man,
it's gonna
this
get.
dude is such a meme. He hates the old soundtrack because it was MIDI, and for some reason he just thinks MIDI equals trash. But it's like not the case because MIDI is an instrument, and how you use it is how you get music out of it. You know what I mean?
This cool treatment, okay? I like it. I'm excited more for the weekend because when we go back to play it tomorrow, when we get
More
over the
excited for
weekend,
the
we're
weekend.
unlocking more of the basic stuff.
Is he a
You're gonna
weekend
see
fan?
the real
Wow.
gameplay loop of the game. What is the combat like? It's gonna get better with new materia. We're gonna be unlocking abilities, leveling up the characters. It's gonna be better after this first chunk, but it's so hard these days when you play a game all day. What was it like? Did you like it? I don't even know yet. Like I didn't really play the real game yet, and we're like 6 hours into it.
Okay.
It's crazy how long it takes to get these games started now, right?
Oh my god,
And
this
every
dude.
game's doing this. It's not just this one. I mean, how many games in the
dude.
last year have people asked after 1 or 2 streams, is it good? I don't even know yet, right?
Dude, he says this about every fucking game, even like back in the day. Like, this isn't like a new thing for him to say. Come on.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so there's a lot to say here. Number one, the streams did well. Attendance was great, and people showed up and engaged. It was really cool in that regard that we had a lot of viewers on the streams today. Sadly, the uploads are all getting demonetized.
Oh no!
Because YouTube, in all of its fucking idiocy, is claiming the music in these fucking games getting demonetized because YouTube, in all of its
He was like, it almost sounded like he didn't want to say fuck, but then he was like, no, I'm gonna say it.
Fucking idiocy is claiming the music in these fucking games as a soundtrack cover. It says, "Oh, you're doing a cover of a song."
What song?
No, I'm not. I'm not performing a cover song. It's the real song in the game.
Oh my god!
And your content ID matching and claiming the videos. That's really pissing me off because it's a brand new playthrough. Within a few days, it'll probably get a good amount of views. But now I can't make any money on it. I have to sit here disputing
a million
content ID claims on these videos because YouTube is trash these days when it comes to music. It makes no effing sense that I should have to do that. But I have to, okay?
Okay.
Now, yes.
Oh my god. Look at this.
It's the music. It makes no effing sense that I should have to do that. But I have to, okay?
And now he's getting, like, this is the sigh into beg. It's kind of like a holdover of what he used to do for, like, drama videos, where he would just start up, hello everyone, like that kind of shit. Now he just does it in conversation, so you know what's coming.
Now. Yeah.
And he's like perking up, he's like getting ready, he's like getting ready to tell you he needs your money.
You know me, I'm honest. I'm gonna tell you.
He's an honest guy. You know that. You know he's honest.
Truth, okay? A fan donated a Cloud Strife wig for me to wear for this playthrough.
Okay.
Right? They said, yeah, when you hit your hat goal, wear this wig. People would definitely be, kind of convinced.
Look at it. This dude mangled the fucking wig.
Oh my god. People would be convinced to contribute to your Final Fantasy streams if you give them something special. So I want to donate a Cloud Strife.
And I like how he says all this stuff, like, oh, you do something special. Oh yeah, look at this. But didn't they do that for like One Piece? You know, the One Piece hat, the one that looks kind of goofy, the Harry Potter bullshit. Come on.
Wig that you can wear during the playthrough. Here it is, actually facing forward. Okay. So I show it off this morning on the podcast. Everyone's laughing.
Look how deflated it looks compared to when he first showed it. Let's see. Can I get it? Should be easy to find because the background goes away.
From my Ken out.
Yeah, that's close enough. Whatever. Like, look at this. It's a completely different, like, situation. Like, that's all standing up, and then now it's all down. And again, I'll say, sure, the quality is a factor too, but as I said, I don't think dangling it around like he did helped anything. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's supposed to be Cloud Strife, I guess. I mean, maybe it's Cloud. It doesn't look that good. Maybe if I put it on, it'll look a little better. But it definitely doesn't look great, right? It's hilarious because the pictures of this thing on YouTube, the pictures of this thing on freaking Amazon look so good. And then you get it and it looks like this. Does that look like Cloud? It looks like,
dude.
If Cloud put his finger
you can
in
get a lot of
power socket
knockoffs being like Phil and just believing every image.
Cut his hair for like 2 months. Maybe that's Cloud then, right?
What?
But that's what they give it.
Whatever.
So, I mean, would have been hilarious to see this, right? And here's the thing. Baldur's Gate 3, which is a playthrough going on for 2.5 months, has been getting exceptional support when I play it.
And now, also, keep in mind, this is one day. This is one day into Final Fantasy VII, and he's freaking the fuck out. And I think the day stream, he ended in like $50 or some shit.
Viewership for that playthrough dwindled. I don't get many viewers on the streams nor on the on-demand videos, but the people that are there support the streams, okay? We did not hit the hat tip skull today at all. We didn't even get close. The first stream, I think we hit like $50, $55.
50-55 is kind of close. It's halfway. Think about it.
Second stream, we barely got $20. Okay?
Barely, but you got $20.
Okay? So I guess you
What-
guys didn't want
whatever.
to see that. I don't know what else to say. A fan donated thinking, wow.
Maybe because they're thinking, Phil, maybe since they know you're going to be playing this game, like, forever, there's no hurry to give you the fucking wig day one. And this dude is like, I guess I want to see it, man. Like, this dude already wants to, like, ultimatum the fuck out of that fucking wig.
This would really give incentive. People would want to see Phil look stupid on the playthrough. It would be funny. No. Okay? Yeah, today was the last day of the month for me.
No, but I like how he says this, but didn't he tell us for years that people support him now for the gimmicks and the support for him? And now he's like, you think that you give me money to make me look stupid? I don't know, man. I thought they support to help you live, man. Oh, this is another great one. The corner demon is now awoken.
Oh no! It's time to get wild!
It's leap year. It's the 29th of February, so it's the final day of the month. And the first thing I explained to everyone on the podcast today is that sadly this month was really messed up for me because of all those gifted memberships that were fake, that were not paid for, and I'm not getting paid for them. That's income I used to have. That
Oh my
I'm down
God.
somewhere upwards of $1,000 to $1,500 of income that I used to get every month, and I'm not getting it anymore.
Oh no!
So I was hoping that today, after a whole month where everyone yelled at me and said, "You're playing too much ball."
Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this!
$1,000 to $1,500 of income that I used to get every month, and I'm not getting it anymore. So I was hoping that today, after a whole month where everyone yelled at me and
A whole month, everyone yelled at me. This dude was telling us all month, oh, we gotta wait until the new releases. Oh, the new releases, all this stuff. No one was like complaining. And the ads gonna play certain games or whatever, but whatever. But this dude is making it sound as if like everyone in his chat was like crying and like throwing tantrums and all this stuff. And then this is what he hits you with.
said, "You're playing too much Baldur's Gate. You're playing too much Tekken. You're playing too much of the same games. We want variety. Play the new games." I said, "Well, what new games? Suicide Squad sucked. Helldivers 2 is an online
There's
co-op."
an indie game called Slave Zero X. It's a brand new game, but it is an indie game, and he hates them. I do recommend it though. Check it out. It's a good side-scrolling kind of hack and slash kind of game. It's a really rad game. I enjoyed it. It's pretty good. I'm I think 30% into it. I don't know how long. I haven't been paying attention to how long I played in that game. But it's great. It's a fun game. I love the art style. It's like the backgrounds are like N64 like 3D textured areas with sprites, and so fucking good and gory. Oh man, and the parry system works like Third Strike. So if you love Third Strike parry system, there you go. This game has that system in there. It's a great game. I do recommend it. It's really good, really fun.
That is not my style. It's not what you want to see me play. I played Pal World. It got
And
played
it's
out.
hard.
We stopped playing it. Like, I'm playing the new games, right?
Right?
But you guys are saying you're not interested in them, even though I am. Like, I love Tekken 8, but no real interest in it. You know, I'm getting, like, less than half the interest that I had in Street Fighter 6 when it came out.
Okay.
And so all month, everyone yelling, play the new games, play the new games. Okay, I'll play them when they come out. Here's the new game release day.
But you know, he says this, but like, there were other new releases, so why not just, if he's gonna ask his audience what new games, then he should play them then. Every time his audience suggests a game, he tells them no, immediately. But then he says shit like this, like, oh, you want new games? Well, you gotta wait until the new games come out, man. But what if they know what's coming out, but you didn't want to play it then? Whatever.
No, didn't hit a tip skull, so we didn't see that. And, yeah, like, I think all day I got 3 memberships. Seriously.
And again,
like,
these people wanting new releases, who's to say that they're gonna support? This dude is so superficial. He thinks that just people saying, I want this, is gonna mean that they're gonna tip. Like, dude, come on.
all day, 3 memberships, and they were re-ups, too. The Super Chats were okay. Not amazing, but okay, you know. But it's a premiere day. It's supposed to be the big new release. And no, it was not a great day whatsoever for income. A typical day, when I would have played Baldur's Gate and something else randomly at night, actually would have been, I would have got more support doing that. than buying a brand new game that everyone screamed at me to play, wanted me to play all month. Play it, play
Dude,
it, play it.
It's so funny that he says this. He says, "Oh, they're begging me to play this," but then when people were begging him to go back to Baldur's Gate 3, he said, "I don't want to be a Baldur's Gate 3 streamer. I don't want to do that, man." And then he did back to back, and then he puts it off, and then now people are begging him to play new releases. They were begging for Baldur's Gate 3, and now they're begging for new releases. But, like, come on. It's so obvious that they probably enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3 more, or at least someone did.
Okay, what happened? Right? Now, there are some factors involved. Factor number one, it's release day. A lot of people likely are playing this game today. And if they're playing it, they don't immediately want to run to watch me play it live on the stream because maybe they don't want to spoil. Right?
Right.
However, I'm a little skeptical about that. Why? Because I didn't play the demo. The demo was the first 3 hours, not Nibelheim, whatever. So, if you already played the demo...
Not in Nibelheim, or was it in Nibelheim? Whatever. And this is a dumb thing to say. Just because a demo releases, he thinks that everyone did it. There are people who didn't play the demo because they were going to play the game anyway. And this dude acts as if that's like a new thing. Like, that everyone just did the demo. Everyone did. No one had the same opinion as him where they waited for the game to be released. Ugh.
You've already seen that. There's no way you could be spoiled by my first stream. So, Is that really what it was? I don't know. I don't know if I should believe that that's really what it was or not. It could be that people are all RPG'd out. I wouldn't blame you. I've been playing non-stop RPGs for the last 6+ months. You know, Baldur's Gate, Like a Dragon, Sea of Stars, put Sea of Stars on hiatus, and now this one comes out. It's like there's too many RPGs. I agree with you. I've been telling you guys all year this was going to happen. That it looked like in January, February, March, April, they jam-packed the whole first quarter of the year with too many RPGs, too many to possibly play, too many to enjoy, and certainly too many that people would not get burnt out. So I get it. If that's the case, people are burnt out on RPGs, then so be it. But I thought this was the exception. People are telling me, oh no, this is Final Fantasy VII. This is the one everyone's going to like.
This is the one.
Pumped for, right?
This is the one.
So here it is. And there was good attendance. Again, don't get me wrong. Attendance on the stream was good. My viewership was up and everything. But I wasn't making ad revenue because all the stuff got claimed by this Content ID. So that's literally zero.
But he made ad revenue on the stream because you just like don't you get ad revenue for the stream itself anyway?
And the support for a brand new game was shockingly low. I literally would have done better if I played other games today. Like if I Baldur's Gate and like Tekken, or even Baldur's Gate and Like a Dragon, probably would have done better than if I had just played this all day like I did today. And that's surprising. Now the question is, what's going to happen, because this is yet another 60+ hour game. Okay?
Another
and
one.
my plan is this week to play 17 hours of it. I've played 5.5 today, and I got 4 more major streams planned to this. You know, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And
4 days
between those,
and then
excuse me, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. I misspoke. Between those streams, you know, are people going to start showing up more? Are people going to actually support the playthrough? I don't know, you know? And it's hilarious, too, because you can tell the troll element comes in. So there's a new card game they've instituted or you know.
Oh, man, the card game!
You have to play it at the beginning, because if you don't, you get kicked out of this first town and you can't go back.
Listen to how he explains this. Stupid fucking mode.
In. So there's a new card game they've instituted or you know, shown in this. Play it. You have to play it at the beginning.
You have to play it. Who says you have to play it? It's an optional thing. And everyone's like, you have to play it.
Because if you don't, you get kicked out of this first town and you can't go back until later. So
okay, so what's a fucking card game?
So, you know, you spend like 20, 30 minutes doing it. It's in there. It's content. Oh, this is boring. I didn't make the...
It's in there. It's content. And this is such bullshit. Romance is in video games. It's in Baldur's Gate 3. Why didn't he do it? It's there. It's in the game. It's content. But no, we can't do that. He's not into that. But a card game, oh, we have to play that. We have to.
Dang. I didn't put the card game in the first town. They did. Why are you complaining to me?
You chose to play it. This dude is really looking at something that's optional and saying that he was forced to play it. Dude, you chose to play it.
That the content they put in the game is boring. That's a criticism of the game. I'm playing the game, trying to enjoy it, trying to learn the card game, do it at the time you're supposed to do it, and people are gonna complain, oh, that's boring.
This dude literally talking as if this card game, like, I doubt it's mandatory.
No, it's bullshit. Criticize the
Bullshit.
game, not the streamer. I'm pretty sure that not every streamer who
This is him at his most insecure. This dude is so insecure. Just because people are saying that this is boring, he can't accept the fact that the mode that they're saying is like that they think it's boring what he's doing. And the thing is that's even funny about it. The chat just saying this is boring may not even be about him. They could just be saying the game is like that mode is boring. And they're complaining about that. And he's like, don't complain to me. They're not complaining to you if they're saying the card game is boring, stupid.
the game, skip the entire first town. You're out of your mind, all right? So, it does piss me off when people try to be negative about premiere streams on purpose. That's what they do. They come in with their new accounts. Oh, who is this person? Never seen them before, right? Sit there and complain. This is boring. This is boring. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying
to fuck up.
Enjoy the game on launch day. I am enjoying the game. I'm getting immersed. I learned the card game, which I don't usually do. I usually would skip those things. I want to learn this one.
He usually skips them. Well, he skips romance. When will he try it?
Complain.
Complain.
Unbelievable. Thing is, I had a good time.
This dude.
The card game, which I don't usually do. I usually would skip those things. I want to learn this one. Complain.
This dude is annoyed that people are just bored, and he's mad that they're complaining. Like, dude, it's just them stating an opinion. Look how much it pisses him off too. You think this is gonna stop people from doing that? No. They're probably gonna keep saying games are boring. Because this dude measures his enjoyment off of other people. It's really weird. Unbelievable.
Thing is, I had a good time. So far, I'm liking the game. I want to get further into it. I want to enjoy it.
Man.
But I'm hoping that people are going to actually support this game.
Support the game,
or
else.
Literally, the support is going to be slow every day. Yeah, guess what? I'm going to have to fucking balance it with Baldur's Gate again, which I don't want to do. I want.
Listen to this.
If this is a game that literally the support is going to be slow every day. Yeah, guess what? I'm going to have to fucking balance it with Baldur's Gate again, which I don't want to do.
This dude, he tells us, I love Baldur's Gate 3. It's such a good game, guys. And when it comes to the idea, the premise, or the idea that he may have to play the game again, he acts as if, it's an awful place to be in. It's like how he acts when he's talking about marathons. I'm so glad I don't have to do that again. That was the worst part of my life. That's how he's talking about Baldur's Gate 3. And this dude is like Mr. Variety, man. I'm a variety streamer. And he also bragged how these other streams he did, it's so good I get to play this game. I get to balance it out with other games. So if this game doesn't do well, it's balanced with this other game. At least I get some balance. And that, allows me to be a variety streamer. And now he's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a variety streamer. But I am a variety streamer. But I don't want to. Huh?
I want to keep playing this game and get as far as I can. Because later this month, we got games like Rise of the Ronin. We got possibly Dragon's Dogma 2. Because now I'm starting to strongly question if I should even play it. Because it's another RPG. And yes, it's very different than the other RPGs.
Dude, it's an action RPG.
But it's another RPG.
Whatever.
And people might say, it's another one. I'm not going to show up or whatever. I can't make them not make a million RPGs. They fucked up. These game developers are all cannibalized.
They fucked up.
They all made the same genre of game within the 3-month period. It's asinine that none of them looked at the release schedule and said this makes no sense to have this many RPGs in a short period of time.
It's really funny to see this discussion because I've seen other people say similar things. Usually like Titanfall 2. It didn't do so well because it came out around Battlefield and Call of Duty. But the thing is, EA owned Battlefield and Titanfall 2, so they kind of screwed over Titanfall 2, honestly. So it's more like, it's cannibalistic in that regard with Titanfall 2. But this is these are other companies, they're not going to give a fuck about the competition. They'll think that their RPG is so good, they will just get the sales. And I kind of feel Alice knew this to a degree, so they made Persona 3 a Game Pass game. So at least people would have a chance to check it out. You know, that's probably why they did it, honestly. Think about it.
They did it. They've done it, and now you're gonna see sales numbers are gonna start to get split because not everyone can buy every RPG and play through 100-hour
Oh my god, the gaming news segment about
like
this
that,
is gonna be fucking crazy. Think about it.
But I
Because
hope that you.
like within a month, we're gonna get okay, guys. Time for a checkup. Remember, I said about these too much RPGs. Let's look at the sales numbers. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That game that came out in February, that made 5 million copies. Sold 5 million. Wow. Okay, next game. Like a Dragon. Like, it's gonna be that shit. And DSP is the only dude who acts as if it matters to gamers how games sell. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean.
Will, if you were not on the streams today, it's all good. Hopefully you will.
Oh, it's all good.
Remember,
Thank God.
I'm only playing it now once a day, so I'm 5.5 hours in now. Tomorrow I'm only doing 3 hours. That's 3 hours every day. You will likely, if you're playing this game, be way ahead of me. All right. So I hope that you will come by and hang out on the streams and hopefully support them. At this point now, for this month,
you know what? I have a Theo theory. I think he wanted to do the hour-long card game because he started to think about that. And it was like, wait a second. Did he care about spoilers? Okay, I'm going to waste time doing card games so that way they'll be ahead of me and then they'll come back to the stream. Like, it's so obvious sometimes that he just does stuff to, like, drag it out. And that's probably why he dragged it out. Because why the fuck? Like, I was watching it. Like, okay, let's go to the, to part 1 of the late night stream. Let's fucking go.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
We're just gonna skip ahead.
A deck of cards, and she'll wipe the floor
Does
with you
Nene
so
whip?
fast.
Oh my
it'll
god,
make your
and look
head
at this,
spin.
it's all
Ready to get your ass handed
fucking
to you?
card game.
Are ya?
Watch your mouth. You're a kid.
Watch
right?
your
You're a
mouth.
small child. Why are you speaking like this?
Wow, so much fun. You guys having fun yet?
But I can't do it. It's not here.
Look
What
at
the
this.
fuck is going on?
Oh my god, dude, look at how he's playing this.
There's nothing there for it. So we already did this, but I guess there was the weapon shop over here, which we didn't do. This is the bar. I just gotta go up.
Okay, this is the bar. Wait, did he just go to
How
the...
do I get over there?
Oh my god. Dude, look at this.
Get over there.
Why did he go there? Walks into the wall. Look at this
Everyone
gaming.
who got a gifted membership, congrats, and here's a nice cactuar dancing. Look.
Oh my god, dude.
So cute. My camera roll's filling up.
I feel that. I'm the same.
I
way with my
feel
dog.
that.
I'm just gonna snap
So
a picture of
cactuar is
everything
basically
he does.
a pet.
I know, right? I swear I have like a million photos of Cacti. Wanna see him? I'm telling you, she's adorable.
Oh my
How did
god.
you even get your hands
Look
on
at this.
Cactuar?
We're just listening to this cactuar talk. Bleh.
So they got a dog, a cat, and a cactuar. A pet cactuar.
Okay.
Is this the weapon shop? Ah, okay.
Okay. And guess where we go?
I think they
Menus! Yes! We love menus in DSP land. Okay, this is like story stuff, so it's kind of forcing him to do shit. Okay, let's go to part 5.
Okay, so to recap. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
The Thresher Water Wheel. You may find useful supplies hidden in
Okay.
the wheel. La, la,
Oh
la.
my god, and then he's just singing. And then we go to a menu. Okay, the comments kind of whatever, but like look at that. You know, come on.
I am going to be ridiculously tight with my money, and it sucks. I want to talk about it every day, but I'm going to be hoping to raise, you know, a good amount of tips and stuff because I need it now just to get through
You need
this
tips
month
now.
because of the dip on YouTube, the fact that there were no new releases in February, and the ones that were there, like I said, Tekken, people didn't like so much. It's frustrating. You know, people tell me I'm doing everything right, and I still take a hit because of trolls. What was I supposed to do? You know, I can't fix YouTube.
He still takes a hit from trolls.
I
Man.
just hope that it turns around. I do. Like for a first day, it was like the vibe on the streams was good, the game was good, the support was slower than a regular day. That's disheartening and shocking, and I hope that it does turn around, especially if you watch this playthrough on demand after the fact you like it.
Nah,
you know, I would hope that you will
fuck that.
combine support it at some point, or you don't even have to be on the stream. You know what I mean? Like you can.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You don't have to be there.
However you want. You send a tip. I would say do a super thanks, but likely the videos are all going to get claimed, so you can't do that.
Oh my god.
You know, you can maybe pledge to my Patreon. You can do many different things, right? Please consider it. I want to play
Can
this
you
a lot.
super
and
think
get
on
far
this?
in it before other things, but now it's looking
You can.
like, shit, what if this pattern continues?
You
Do I have
can
to
though.
split again between Baldur's Gate and Final
Whatever.
Fantasy? I might have to. That wasn't my intention. I wanted to keep doing Final Fantasy, but I have to do what makes sense. I have to make a living, right? I have to pay bills. So, all right.
He has to pay bills, man. So then maybe
Enjoy
he should,
this first batch of videos.
if he needs money that badly, maybe he
7.5
should
hours
stick
of
to
them.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I'll be back tomorrow morning with a podcast with more Final Fantasy and with Friday Night Fights. All right, everyone, thank you. Have a good night. See you in the morning. Peace.
All right. Okay, now we get to today's stream. And this is going to be a rough one. I don't know if I want to do the microphone bullshit, but
Of March
whatever.
2024. People are now asking me to replay the intro.
we're just going to skip ahead. We don't
I think it is. I
don't care about this part.
face. Basically shows as I'm talking that I'm kind of at the level, and basically right now, okay, if I talk even a little loud, like right now, it's showing as orange, and if I go even a
Oh
little
my
louder than
God.
that volume level, it goes red. All right, so
you know, I just
I said
learned
if I
mic-
adjust it, I'm
mic thing,
afraid
but
it's gonna
whatever.
blow out the mic, and you're gonna hear it sound a lot more. 2, 1. All right, so you see now that I'm talking like this, it sounds blown out, doesn't it?
Doesn't
See,
it?
when I talk louder, when I'm like this, and I'm like, oh my god, oh, what the hell, what's going on, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
It sounds blown out when I do that, doesn't it? Like it sounds
Correct.
way too loud, correct?
Correct.
And it didn't used to.
Correct.
It used to be a lot less of that, okay?
Oh,
So
man.
basically, if I talk at a normal comm level, everything's perfectly fine. But if I go loud, you see what happened? And people are agreeing with me in the chat. It basically blows out when I raise my volume level. Okay.
Which volume
What
is
I'd
he
like to do
raising,
today
though?
Is
Whatever.
test something. Okay?
Okay.
So what I want to do, I want to overall, it's called clipping. Is that true?
Okay. Yeah, see, this is why I don't give a fuck with the mic setup.
Do a whole stream.
There might be an elite
We have
segment.
a podcast. Like, this is the whole
Honestly.
point. We're here live together. Now is the opportunity to do this stuff.
It takes him longer to just record a video and open it and then kind of go from there. Of
Right?
course.
Like, this is the best time. You're here live. You're eager to help. You want things to get better, right?
Right, correct?
So what says now ambient noise is now noticeable? You're right. See, this is the thing. Like,
Oh my god. dude,
what
this
is the
shirt
happy medium,
is-
right? You can't have it both ways.
It
Now
needs to
you're
be
probably
freed.
hearing. I don't have a fan on today, but today now you could probably hear all like my PC, right? You could probably hear the PC fans and stuff on.
Okay.
Outer
okay.
audio on the stream, you're going to end up hearing.
Does he
more of the
iron these
ambient
shirts?
noise.
Like, I kind of think he needs
You
to
can add
learn
a
how to
background noise
iron.
reduction to OBS to remove
That's
background noise.
gonna be
I
his
mean,
next thing.
we
LTG
could
needs to make fun
try.
of that.
All
Alright guys, I decided to iron my shirts,
You
you noticed that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look guys, I
Look,
ironed my
oh.
shirt.
Now that was interesting when I said, ha ha ha. Look,
Look.
so what's happening there? Does that sound terrible?
What?
Because it maxed out the audio.
Ha ha ha. Look. You see? You see how my laugh did that? What did it do, Phil? I can't see sound.
It did. It went full red when I did that. Yeah, that was a plane outside. You definitely heard the plane.
You definitely heard the plane.
I'm curious. Let's try this. All right, so I'm talking from over here, as I'm going to do when I'm...
Okay.
Well, the suggestion has been made. See, right now, the microphone's literally right in front of me. as I'm talking.
Right,
So it's perfect
correct.
for the podcast. But when I'm playing games, I turn like this. And some people are saying, why don't you put the microphone here? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, if I put the microphone here, it literally is in front of the camera. Like, it would be unavoidable. You would see this arm blocking the webcam.
Now, see, this convinced me. This dude cannot solve problems to save his life. If it's in the way of the camera, then maybe try moving the camera. Like, maybe you have to shift your setup around. But he doesn't want to do that because that's a lot of work, and he wants to do as minimal work as possible because he doesn't want to move the gaming chair despite him moving it a few times in the past. No, you can't do that, man.
It would be in the shot. I don't have like a giant studio level microphone situation where I can like have something coming off the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he can
this is just a...
He can find other ways to make it work. And the other thing he could also do is he could decorate the arm. Like, dude, part of me does kind of wonder, should I get like I have these Guilty Gear keychains. Should I put them on the fucking arm? But I probably not. I'm probably not gonna do that, unfortunately. But there's things I could think of doing with that. But whatever. He doesn't want to do that because he's not creative, man.
Tripod arm. It's basic. It's good. I like it. I've used it for many, many years. But, you know, I don't have a real studio. I don't have a lot of room in here to do something like that. Like, I don't know how I would do it without the mic in the shot. It's always been...
Why not move... And the other thing he could do is he could move the fucking mic stand completely. Like, there's all these solutions he could do. And he doesn't want to do it.
Hey, and people never really seem to care. You know, but yeah, the thing is, when you're working on a full upgrade of everything, you might as well mess with these things. So, the only thing that I could really do would be to move it here. Like, I wouldn't put it here, but maybe here. The problem is, then when I do the podcast, it's going to be here. And it's going to be not in front of me. So it's kind of like perfect position for the podcast, but not for the gaming. Perfect position for the gaming, but not for the podcast.
What?
Right?
Will it really matter? Honestly, think about it.
Darziak says maybe experiment with noise gate, noise suppression, and limiters through OBS audio filter.
Oh, then he has to learn this stuff. Oh my god.
Yes, it's a 2 decibel boost for that.
Okay.
Okay? So today when I boot Final Fantasy VII, I'm going to need your help. 10 years and people have always complained that I'm way too low. So obviously now would be a good time to fix that, right? Since now we're handling it, we're figuring out how to do it.
Dude, he did this for 15 years. And he never once wanted to learn what to do with your mic. Oh man.
So there you go.
There you go.
Okay. So now let's talk about Final Fantasy VII. Now is the time. All right.
Now is the time.
So
Time
yesterday,
is now.
all day long, I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Okay, and I have a lot to say about it. All right. We played 5.5 hours between the two streams, almost 6 hours. First of all, I have some good news.
What's the good news,
Okay.
Phil? Tell us.
I'm not nearly as tired, exhausted, or frustrated today as I was yesterday. All right, yesterday, and you guys don't know,
thank
but
God.
I've had some personal stuff going on in my life.
Like what?
It messed with my schedule yesterday. I had to start my stream early. I had to end my stream early. I was literally yesterday, every moment of the day, running around doing stuff. I had 0 time to relax. I barely made it to do the stuff that I had to do. It was very, very stressful. All right. Now, of course, that had to be paired with a new game release. It's like like doubling down on the stress levels. Okay. So basically, it's like I gotta get up early.
Dude, this is ridiculous. I'm like thinking about it, and it's like, okay, yeah, the real world stuff is stressful. Okay, sure, you know, whatever, fine. You know, I'm not gonna like, you know, say whatever about that. But a game being released contributes to stress. It's a video game, dude. Okay.
Rushing around, get the stream done. As soon as I'm done with the stream and I get the videos uploading, I gotta run, I got stuff I gotta do. By the way, during the time frame between the first and second streams, my power went out. For no reason. It was just like raining outside. There was no strong winds or anything. The power went out. So now everything in the house turned off. I had to get everything back up and running. The uploads were screwed up. I had to get the uploads re-going again. It was just like the biggest stress day. I'm like, come on, man. Like, if anything else could possibly go wrong, I'm sure it would. And, you know, on top of all of that, it's a new release day. right? So you think, oh, new release hype. People are going to be really excited for a new release game, and they're going to come out in droves, and there's going to be good levels of views, engagement, support, and all of that. And the views were all right. They weren't great. The views were decent for a premiere stream. And then, I introduced this silly wig. Let's be honest, it's silly.
Let's be honest,
now,
it's
me saying
silly.
this wig is silly is not me being insulting or ungrateful. I'm joking because you see, it is a silly wig, right?
He's not being ungrateful. He's just saying it's stupid. Remember the beginning of that fucking video? He literally was just shitting on it. He was like, look at this. It came like this. Okay, look at this.
Supposed to be a Cloud Strife.
Like, he sounded annoyed.
To be honest, it looks more like a 1980s, Rod Stewart or like David Bowie wig than it does a Cloud Strife wig. Correct?
Correct.
So I'm joking about this, and people are being like, "Wow,
low key." Let's go back to it again. Let's go back. King of Hate. No, not King of Hate. Hate Army. Oh my god, dude, it's crazy. Crazy tie-in, man. Okay, come on.
To say, hey, I want to do something nice for your premiere stream. At the same time, I mean, sadly, this is just of a huge game, pretty much the biggest release of the year so far. Correct? I mean, I don't think there's been a single game that's come out. Cloud Strife wig ready to go. That's right. I'm not kidding you. Someone purchased me a supposed Cloud Strife cosplay wig.
A supposed.
For this event.
Supposed.
This is how it came. This is actually it.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
That's
the Cloud Strife wig. It didn't come in any other box. It didn't come in another bag. It literally showed up on my doorstep, just sitting there like this in this bag. Would you like to see it?
Would you like to see it? Like, look at this. Look at how annoyed he looks. It really looks like this dude thinks that someone sent him a Karen wig. Because he mentioned it didn't come in a box, it came in this bag that didn't have an image in it. So I think he thought a troll sent him a Karen wig and was like, yeah, this looks like fucking Cloud. Right? Like, he was begging for that dude to be there, so then he would say, Phil, stop being mean to me. Like, see, he was a troll log.
It was like insulting the viewer who donated a wig for his stream. No, I'm not. I think it's funny. I think it's funny because you look at, this is what you get off of Amazon.
The part of that pre-stream, if it was just, alright guys, so a fan sent me a wig. Now look at this, man. So this is the wig. Now, like, I'm grateful, okay, grateful, thankful. They sent me this, but like, I tell everyone, Amazon pictures are bullshit. So this person showed me the pictures, and it looked so different from this, man. Like, but whatever, man. I get to wear this, whatever the fuck. He said something akin to that in that podcast. I was like, okay, if he just said that and just that, I don't think anyone would say, oh, this dude's shitting on the guy. It was just the tone was really, like, randomly negative.
You have no clue what you're going to get when you order something off of Amazon. Something I've been telling you guys over the years. Remember the red vest? When I ordered that vest, they said it was
And you know what? He
orange,
never mentioned Amazon either. Like, when this dude, like, he brings it up as to, like, how different it looks. But I don't think he ever said he got it from Amazon.
Real Cloud Strife. Interfere with the wig or something like that. So you might say, what? Yeah, a fan was like, oh, would you like if I sent you a Cloud Strife wig to put on for like the premiere of Final Fantasy VII? Would you like that? And I said, I don't see why not. I've worn other wigs. It might be something funny, right? And basically, this is what shows up, this thing. So if we do hit the hat goal today of tips, I'll put it on. The bigger goal today.
Okay.
Marty McFly's vest in Back to the Future. it's dark red.
But see,
But that's
that part was fine. If you just said that part about the wig, okay, sure. But the beginning was a lot of, like, weird annoyance towards the guy.
Like, they always misrepresent stuff on Amazon for something it's not. So they said this was a Cloud Strife wig, and a fan buys it for me, and this is what shows up. It's hilarious. I think it's funny. You know, that's not insulting to the fan. That's just being observational of the wig. It's hilarious. It doesn't look like Cloud at all. It's kind of a silly wig. So anyway, we got this wig, right? And I said,
Right.
you know, just as usual, if we hit our goal for the hat, which is, you know, the $100 of tips, on any stream, we do this every day. If we hit that, I'll put on this silly wig for the rest of the stream. Or as comfortable as I can be, because who knows? I literally haven't put it on yet. So I don't know how comfortable this thing would be, you know, with the see. So, anyway.
And that's the other problem. Why not just put it on and to see before you ask for like $100? Oh my god.
You know, that was a running thing all day. And so, you know, we're streaming it or whatever. And basically, here's my take on the game in a nutshell, all right?
Oh boy, his take.
The intro,
guys.
I actually think they did the right thing, putting the Nibelheim intro, like the flashback first. But man, it kind of...
Man, okay.
For someone who's doing a playthrough or someone who's doing, you know, a stream like me, okay, as opposed to someone who's just playing the game for themselves.
these angles
But
really
when you
highlight
are
the
putting out a
jowls.
stream, okay,
Like
and you're trying to
it
entertain
just
your
shows
audience,
them off.
you essentially want action and the real gameplay of the game to represent what the game is going to be right up front. Like, you want that immediately because you want people to get a taste of what the game really is, right? Perfect case in point here. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth really screwed it up, in my opinion.
God.
The entire first 5
Dude, it's
hours
a
of the
fucking
game were
Yakuza
cutscenes.
game. They're always like that.
There's literally like 2 times that you play it, and then
Oh
everything
my
else
God.
is just a cutscene. And it's like, who wants to sit around and watch a 5-hour movie when you bought a video game? You
Again, this dude kept talking about how video games are art and all this other shit. And this dude, like, okay.
want to play a video game first. Now, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth has tons of gameplay later, but they kind of screwed up the pacing badly in that, okay? In the case of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like, I get why the Nibelheim part is first, so I really don't know how they could have done it better, but as for the first stream that I'm playing of the game, it is a little disappointing because you want to see someone get right into the meat of the game, and you can't. If you were playing Final Fantasy VII, as soon as you leave Midgard,
Dude, you know what?
you immediately hit...
And this dude loves Persona 4. And he's saying this. Persona 4 takes so long to even get going. And he's like, I love Persona 4. It's so good, man. But that intro is ridiculous. It's you know, whatever. You can sit through it, but it's like, it's actually a long intro to get into the game. That's like Persona 3's the GOAT. You just get in there pretty quickly.
the open
Whatever.
world. You're exploring this overworld. You're fighting random enemies. You're trying out combat with your different party members, which is fun to do at first because it's the first time you really have access to flip your party members around and stuff like that. And you know, then you get to a town, and then you get the cutscenes and stuff like that. So the fact that they jump right into the flashback, is a little weird. Admittedly, like I feel like it actually is kind of odd that they did it that way. Because you want to get into the pacing of the game, like action, and you don't, right?
Okay.
The gameplay you do during the
jeez.
Nibelheim part is not representative of the real game because you're playing as Sephiroth or Cloud, but they're level 40, and they have, you know, abilities, and they're just basically steamrolling all the enemies. And it's like, that's not a good representation of what the game's going to be when you actually get into it, I feel. If it's just like kind of like you said, it's the demo.
Oh
like
my
the demo
God.
that they released a few weeks ago. That's what it is.
Okay, let's
What
move
they've done is
on.
they've taken a town that originally in
Dude,
the
this is
original
like
game,
unbearable. The way he's recapping this is torture.
So, like, it's like they take the Nibelheim part and then they expand it. You're playing this. It's really weird. And then you do this and that.
Like, okay, what's weird about it?
was just like 2D backgrounds and a bunch of 3D models and doors, right? It was
Oh my
you run
God.
in there, you buy some items, you have the Nibelheim flashback, and then you're done,
Oh,
you leave, and you're on to the
This
next part of the
dude.
game. Now it's this real town. It has all these people, townspeople, saying different like dialogues and stuff.
Oh my
Which
God.
is really neat.
Dude, I'm pretty sure whatever.
You basically
okay.
got a new card game called Queen's Blood that they've added to the game that's totally different from any of the gameplay from the other Final Fantasy VII, parts. It's different. It's just a new thing they've added in there on purpose, I feel.
It's a mini
because
game.
other Final Fantasy games
This
also
dude, what the fuck is that sentence?
Really different from any of the games. Really neat. You basically got a new card game called Queen's Blood that they've added to the game that's totally different.
Totally different of what? What's it different to? They added this thing to the game that's completely different. Of what? From the game? I mean, it's a mini game.
From any of the gameplay from the other Final Fantasy VII.
This is a different gameplay from the other Final Fantasy VII games. Is he talking about the other mini games in those games or whatever?
Parts, it's different. It's just a new thing they've added in there on purpose, I feel, because other Final Fantasy games also had those kind of things, and now they have it in this one. There's some side questing and stuff to do. And
see, this is what's so stupid about how he handles this. He's talking about this mini game, and he doesn't really illustrate an example of it. So he lists other stuff, and then at the end he tries to tie it into other mini games in those games. But it's like, why not just say, it's so different from like billiards they had in the other game? Like, why not just say that instead of like being this roundabout way of just saying nonsense? He's just putting words between other words.
A bunch of gameplay mechanics. Like they introduce how to upgrade your weapons and get abilities out of them. Your skill trees, which in this one I can't even remember what they call it. Like I've been watching Final Fantasy 13 recently, and they call it the Crystarium in that. Here I can't even remember what they called it in this one, but it's the same thing. It's a skill tree, right?
Okay,
so all these
skill
mechanics,
tree.
and then there's a whole new story segment that wasn't in the original game that they added. It's cool. I'm like, it's a little new story arc here that's added that was not in the original. That's neat. To me, I'm like, that's cool. I want to see new stuff like that, right? Then you hit the open world, but it's not necessarily 100% representative of what the open world will be because you're in a whole world with no waypoints or anything. You don't know where anything is. So you're just kind of, now you can walk across the whole map much faster, and you run into Chadley. Chadley is the character, the android character from Final Fantasy VII Remake. He's the one who rebelled against Hojo, and he now wants to help you to map out points of interest in the world. So now there's going to be these towers in the world, much like every single open world.
Okay, yes.
Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now we're actually getting into the real game, where now you're going to be able to swap party members. You're going to be able to learn their abilities. You're going to be open world exploring, doing content in the open world, which is fun. But I'm like, it took all day to get there, and I know what's going to happen is people are going to watch the first few hours of the game and be like, wow, this is boring.
Wow.
And, again, this seems to be an issue with a lot of RPGs recently.
Oh my god, and then we get back to this! We ramble, and then now we're back to the main point of like, oh dude, like, they have a bad time at the start. I mean, when you play an hour into the card game, is that really the game's fault at that point?
Because they're trying to either tell a ton of backstory right up front, right? Or for whatever reason. And that annoys me because I actually, now that we're getting into the real game.
But if that part is fun and good, it shouldn't matter, stupid.
The open world.
Oh my god.
This actually looks like it's looking good, right? Excuse me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
But I know that's what's going to happen is today we'll probably have a really good stream. Like today's session will probably be open world exploring, looking for all little side quests, maybe some mini bosses and things in the environment, leveling up a bit, getting new materia, getting new equipment, right? It's going to be a neat day of that. In fact, I don't even know. Once we get the chocobo, I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't even advance the plot. Just explore for the first day, the first real day here. Just explore this whole new environment, this open world environment, and see what's in it. It could be a fun stream. So I'm cool with that, but I'm curious. Is it already too late? Are people who've only watched the first few hours say, "Oh my God, Nibelheim! All he did was mash buttons and he beat all the enemies." And then
so now we get to the main problem: these viewers that are not gonna retain, that he's not gonna retain. That's what he's afraid of. Okay,
right?
These people not coming back to check out the playthrough.
See, Blocky Cat says, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake had a better intro. You went straight into gameplay. You destroyed a building. You fought that scorpion boss right in the intro. Yes. I completely agree with you. 100% I agree with you. This game, because they wanted to do that Nibelheim first.
Dude, he's just said it was boring. And then Blacky Cat said, actually, it was kind of cool. Then he's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's cool. What?
First feels like a diversion from what the game is, because it really is. Why you're playing as 2 level 40 characters that decimate everything by button mashing. It doesn't feel representative of what the game's going to be. You don't really have to dodge or.
He's combining all these points together into like a fucking soup. Because we're talking about, oh, it's boring because, you see this as like I'm swamping everything. Then it's like, no, it's actually fun because you do all this stuff. Well, that is fun, but I'm bodying everything. I'm not playing the actual game yet. Okay.
Or anything, you just button mash your way through
I mean, dude, that's like saying Metroid Prime is boring because when you start the game, you have all your items, and then you have to, you lose them all. Okay.
Pop healing items. While in the real game, it's going to be very different. I remember in Remake, at first it was like that, but then you have to learn how to time your parries, time your dodges. That's the only way you're going to beat tougher enemies, right?
Right?
So anyway, I'm actually feeling very hopeful for today's stream. I think today's going to be more fun for us. I actually think we're going to explore more, level up more, learn the combat better, and do some fun stuff in this first open world area of the game. I think it's going to be really neat. So I hope you'll join me for that. I hope after the podcast ends, you don't dip. Stick around for a bit, and let's see how the game is, right? I think that'd be fun to see how it gets implemented. So now that's me describing what I think about the game after day 1. But there's a few things to be said. Like, for example, number 1, the graphics of the game. People very legitimately are criticizing the graphics of this game.
Man, the graphics.
Because I'm playing it on performance mode on PS5. Okay, so 1080p, 60 frames supposedly, and people are already saying when they were watching the stream, they were like, Phil, does the game?
This is awful to sit through. He's saying, okay, so the graphics. So when I was streaming, people were asking me, why not just say what the problem is? Like, dude, this is torture.
Have any kind of problems with the graphics. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
It looks kind of blurry.
And you know what's stupid about this? He's sitting there saying, what are you talking about? So he kind of admitted he didn't notice the problem. He literally needed chat to tell him what's wrong. Because if he knew the graphics were weird, why did he say, what do you mean? Huh?
You're fuzzy. And I started looking, I was like, you're actually right. Like, when we were looking at the game
And
itself.
then, when they told him, hey, this thing's happening, he started magically noticing it. Okay.
I'm not talking about my stream. I was looking at the game on my TV. When you actually, zoom in and you start looking at stuff, definitely the game is fuzzy. And I was like, whoa. You don't notice that when you're, in combat or action or moving. But when you stop moving and you just kind of look closely on performance mode, you'll realize the game legitimately is fuzzy. I think they lowered the actual definition of everything in the environments.
Oh my god.
So that it would run at a higher frame rate.
Okay.
But yeah, it legit does. And I was watching the videos back last night too, and I was like, yeah, the game actually is kind of fuzzy. And honestly, I don't think there's anything I could do about that. If I put it on graphics mode instead of performance, it goes down to 30 frames. And no one wants to see a new game like this, action-based RPG at 30 frames.
What do they want to see at 30?
You know what I'm saying? You want to see 60? I want to see 60. So
I want to see 60.
That here we are. We're in 2024. This game is a console exclusive. This is not some cross-platform game where, we really had to cut corners to get it to run on everything.
This is
not
a PC
on
gamer's
Xbox and PlayStation
dream
and PC
pre-stream.
and Switch. This is just PS5.
You get another stream where DSP highlights
2024.
a weak point of the console.
We still can't get a game to run at 60 frames per second without sacrificing tons of quality.
It's a console.
What is going on? And what's hilarious is we still have people now talking about PS5 Pro, right? Well, I can't wait. The PS5 Pro, I bet they're going to have 8K.
Dude, the PS5 supposedly does 8K. It's on the box. But the thing is that this is so I get what he means, but it's so silly from DSP's perspective, especially recently when the Xbox stuff was going on. He was like, "Oh, of course they're gonna make a new powerful console, man," and all this other shit. And here he is saying, "Oh, they can't meet expectations." Yeah, probably because it would be expensive to do that, man. You have to get actual good parts.
8K. We can't even do 1080p 60 frames yet. And we were talking about 8K video. You want to talk about running way too far ahead before you've learned to properly walk, right? And this is just crazy. I've been doing YouTube for 16 years, and I still cannot tell you that I've gotten a console that 100% has delivered on the graphical performance.
Dude, again, this dude is saying all this stuff to something he didn't notice. He didn't notice. He needed chat to tell him. And he's acting as if like this is a big issue. I guarantee you this dude does not notice anything. And then like he tells and I'm also pretty sure when like PC gamers were having similar complaints saying why can't we get like stable games, he said that these people are entitled and they act so elitist that they're entitled to good games. You should accept what they get or whatever the fuck. And it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Promises. Every console has underperformed. They all claim it's going to be amazing, groundbreaking, smooth, and every console has issues, you know? So in this case, yeah, and I think this will be something because I want to play it on performance. I don't want to play it on a 30 frames per second mode, but I'm definitely noticing blurriness. And it's not my setup at all. It legit is the game on my TV. I totally called it out and noticed it last night. I was like, yeah, people said it, and then I started looking
People said it.
For sure. It's fuzzy. So
why didn't you notice it? It's fuzzy. You just want to tell them
today if we notice it worse or not, you know, and we call it out or not. But that's definitely a thing for sure. What I will say also, the audio balance of the game seems off. For example, the music is amazing. I think the music of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is beautiful. It's all the classic.
I don't
tracks
think
from
it's
Final
the audio
Fantasy VII
balance, honestly.
remixed, orchestral, you know,
you're just doing battle music.
To have his music that was, you know, back in the day on a PS1 hardware to now be in full orchestra and everything. This must be amazing, right? I mean, it must be such an accomplishment. The guy's such a great life composer. He was doing it his whole life.
Such an accomplishment.
And to have his work honored in this way.
Oh my god, honored. This is so lame. Because, like, all these musical forms are all respected forms of instruments and form of music. And this dude is acting as if it's like low class. MIDI is low class. This is for the plebs. And then the orchestra's for like high society, and he made it. And it's like, dude, it's just they used MIDI because it's easy to put onto a disc or whatever at the time. But it's still like, and people still use it. Oh,
so good for him to see his work is still being used so many years later.
Like, sure, it's cool to hear it as an orchestra. But this dude
upon the original.
Like,
so I think the soundtracks.
He kind of puts down the old instruments and the old versions or whatever for this, and it's like no one really does that. Whatever.
Standing. The problem is when you get into combat, all of a sudden, all the audio of the game blows out. Like the music goes up, the combat audio goes up, everything's too loud, and people are like, so when you're out of combat, the game sounds perfect. Your voice is perfectly in line with the game. But as soon as you enter a battle, for some reason, the game's audio goes way too loud and we can't hear you talk at all.
It goes loud because it's combat music. And this dude has a fucked up situation with his fucking audio balance.
So anytime you talk during combat, no one can hear you. And I'm like, I don't know what to do about that. That's the game auto-adjusting the audio, creating that problem. That's not me or my setup. And if you look in settings...
And this dude didn't want to try lowering the volume, the music volume in the settings. He didn't even want to try it. It was at 10, and he's like, well, if I lower it, we won't be able to hear anything. But he didn't even try. Why not lower it to 5 and see how it sounds?
There's actually no way to fix that.
No, can't try it.
All sound effects.
Because apparently 0 is the same as 5, correct?
Dialogue, all music. It's not like combat and then outside of combat. It's all the same. So if we lower those settings, now you won't be able to hear anything outside of combat. So what's the happy medium here? I honestly don't know. It seems like this doesn't seem like a well polished game. It seems like it's a little rough around the edges, both graphically and with the audio right now.
The audio is just, it's not even the game's fault. The game isn't the problem.
So,
it's him. It's always been him.
I'm not sure what to do. We can try today again.
Do I have a chug?
If you guys want me to try to adjust stuff, but we tried yesterday and couldn't figure it out. Like in the menu, there was no options for this. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I want to make this playthrough the best it can be. I want to represent this game the best I can.
The rule of law,
It seems like the game's kind of fighting me a little bit. It's annoying. Okay. I guess we'll see what happens today. Now, the final thing, obviously, I want to talk about.
Okay,
all right?
guys,
this is
get ready.
A big discussion.
Big discussion.
Let's get it out now so we can figure this out. Yesterday, I streamed Final Fantasy VII
You do
Rebirth
what I-
all day long. Okay? First stream, second stream, 5.5 hours of gameplay. Big new release. This game people have been waiting for a long time. Me too, I told you. This is one of my most hyped games of the year for me. I want to see what they do with the plot. I want to see what they're going to elaborate on and add extra content to. This portion of the game is arguably the best portion of the game. This open world part where you start exploring new places, right? You go to Cosmo Canyon. You go to the dungeon over there. You go to the Golden Saucer.
By the way, he didn't spoil the game. He just knows this because it's the old game. But this is also a new game because it's not the same game, so it's different. But he knows what's coming.
That Temple of the Ancients and all.
Okay.
This is all some of the best parts, right? So I actually feel like this is going to be really good, a really good playthrough, right? But attendance is great. Engagement is meh. And here's what I'll say. Meh. Some people are there and they're excited. And they're like, wow, it's a new game. And others, I hate to say it, you'll notice them every day now. They come in here and they're here literally just to crap on people. Okay? Or crap on the game or crap on both. They say everything is bad. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. They always say, this is boring, this is bad.
This is like, even if, let's say that he's right, there's people LARPing saying every game sucks or whatever. I mean, this is the problem with his chat. You can't really tell. It's really hard. Because it's kind of unfair. I brought this up because I was thinking about this. So Jade would occasionally say, oh, I know like game. Game bad, me no watch, whatever the fuck. He'd say stuff like that, whatever, and you're like,
Oh, Jay doesn't like it? Okay, I get it, man, okay.
Kagome says, oh, this game is stupid. Or says, I don't like this game.
Kagome, okay. Kagome, shut up. Okay, stop talking, okay? You need to shut up and leave and think about what you said, okay? You're not being helpful right here, okay? Okay, Kagome, go away.
So why does Jade get like, oh yeah, you don't like it? It's cool, man. I get it. And Kagome gets told to leave. And Kagome didn't say anything inflammatory. It's not like she said, DSP, you're a fucking idiot for playing this, and this game is bad, so you're stupid.
They're here on purpose. You know, these aren't regular viewers. These aren't fans. These are people who don't like me.
So it's really hard to tell when he says this, like, who's the real fan, who's the troll. Like, we will never know. But he tells us this, so we just ignore that and just and or whatever. It's just a way for him to get everyone to validate his purchase for him, almost.
Come in here under the guise of, oh, I'm just a new viewer, a common viewer, and then you say, I hate it, right? And they do it on purpose. They're trying to bring
a new viewer could do that. A new viewer could show up and say, I hate it, man. Whatever.
Down the level of the stream so that people now will see people around them. Oh, why are people so annoyed?
And you know what? I kind of wish the all those people that went to the Hogwarts Legacy chatters that say, oh, stop playing the game or whatever the fuck, I wish they targeted Phil. It would be fun to see how he'd react to it. Because, I mean, you can either be like, but the flip side of it, to be honest, to be fair, he get free victim points. So maybe it was a good thing that he didn't go to him, because then we would never hear the end of it. So never mind. I'm glad they didn't go after him.
Or, oh, I don't, you know, this is kind of a toxic atmosphere. It's done on purpose, okay? So I try to be nice. I try not to take action as soon as I see it. You know, you want to see if it's something legit or not, but you notice a pattern, and definitely yesterday it was a huge pattern. There was a bunch of new people in the chat trying to bring down the streams, okay? And I'm not going to have it at this point. Like, look, if you don't like Final
Fantasy... If these people are, like, shitting on the game, you could try to make it more interesting for them by saying, like, oh, well, you know, like, or talking about whatever, but he's so rigid with what he talks about on his streams that it's like, what are we really going to talk about?
Fantasy VII, I get it. If you're just sitting in the stream dumping on the game saying, it's boring, I hate this, you're gone. There's no point in being here. You're gone, I'm going to kick you out. You know, people want to hang out and have a good time with the new game. They don't want to hear people say, I don't want this. Could you play Baldur's Gate 3? Could you play another game?
So these people that are getting banned, that want Baldur's Gate 3, correct? So what if what if these were the people that were giving him money to play Baldur's Gate 3? And then he loses them. No.
Divers. Who's playing Helldivers?
Who's playing Helldivers?
Never is that ever in my radar, nor is it a game that I'm going to play.
Now remember, this dude says,
I listen to feedback. I'm so receptive. I listen to what you guys want, man. You guys suggest stuff and I do it, man.
Interested in, I'm not considering it. You sitting here saying play another game like Helldivers, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Really wasting your own
You're
time and everyone's
stupid.
time. You stop and move on and go watch someone else play Helldivers, right? We're here
Right?
to have a good time with the game that I'm playing, and it's a good game. So let's stop with the nonsense, right? So, FYI, I noticed that yesterday, and it was bringing down the vibe of the stream a bit, okay? And there were some other idiots who basically were doing
But why
something...
didn't he make the streams more engaging? Like, see how easily swayed his entire streaming experience is? Instead of making the stream fun or interesting, he puts it on the chat, and if the chat ruins it, it ruins the stream.
like this. Oh, you know, Phil's fan was so nice.
Oh boy.
I noticed that yesterday, and it was bringing down the vibe of the stream a bit,
Another
okay?
banger
And there were some
segment.
other idiots who basically were doing something like this. Oh, you know, Phil's fan was so nice to buy him that wig. I wish he would just toss it on right now. I wish that he would do it for a lower amount. I wish that he would do this or that, you know. And it's like,
Yeah, showing some gratitude for a prop that you're getting 100 triple digits for. Why would you want to be nice about that, man?
the whole idea of putting
I
on
mean,
a hat or...
the thing is, these are just people saying shit. And again, if the person who donated that doesn't care and DSP does whatever he wants with it, whatever, then that's that. But he thinks that since these people are saying this, more and more people are gonna hate on him about it. But again, the pivotal point in all of that is just him reacting to it. Like, if people are, because people can fundamentally say it's fucked up he didn't lower the hat goal for him to put on the hat, even though actually he said he wanted to be increased for that. But to say that, oh, I'm not gonna lower it and all this other stuff, people can easily say, oh yeah, that's kind of dumb, I don't agree with that. And he could just say, okay, well, you know, that's how it always is, and he could leave it at that and move on. But there's always a chance he's gonna flip out over that, and it's like, the optics on doing that is never good. That's why you just say, this is how it is, and you move on. But he harps on it.
wig or something. It's always been part of my streams for how many years now? Since 2020. 4 years. All right?
Why not just say,
Okay, since this is day one, I'll lower the hat goal to $70. Only for launch day. Yes!
because also think about this. This dude says, no one supports the streams to put on rewards. They support because they love me in the streams. And all this other stuff. But why not just arbitrarily change the value of the hat goal on hype days or whatever the fuck? Like, oh, this is launch day, so let's do it for a low price. Then, you know, after that, like, he could just do that. And he doesn't need it to be $100 on launch day. One day, having it be that is being less is fine. Why not just do that? No, stupid. Then the value of the hat will not be serious. That people will be like, why is it 100 tomorrow? And all this other stuff. But it's like, dude, it's launch day. Come on.
How it works. You know that there's tiers. You know that there's things involved. It's a silly thing for incentive for people to support a stream. For me to do something silly like this, right? And by the way, YouTube loves picking a thumbnail of me holding this. Both videos yesterday that I put out with me holding the wig, this became the thumbnail.
Okay.
So it's probably going to do it again. Okay? But anyway,
Okay.
like, this is nothing new. This is a common practice of any streamer to have goals and stuff, incentives, rewards on their streams. Everyone's okay with it. In fact, everyone was okay with it until yesterday, because yesterday people wanted to see me put on the silly wig. What didn't happen yesterday? A lot of support. The streams were slow. The first stream, we barely hit the tier 1
And, you know,
tips goal.
and if that's the case, okay, then you move on.
The second stream, we didn't. We only made like $20, right? And everything else too, like some
this
super
is
chat.
this has always been a possibility with every stream. He even says that, oh, you never know if you're gonna get like a lot of money every day, man. You never know. So there's always a chance you'll get less money. And he has this little segment as if he's surprised that it's a slow day. He had new releases be slow days before. Like, honestly, Baldur's Gate 3 was the only exception. Because game-wise, I mean, I think other games might have like special circumstances surrounding them, but for the most part, Baldur's Gate 3 is like the exception.
Membership. I think we had 3 memberships all day, and super chats were just okay, but not great. It was like for a premiere of a new game, it was ridiculously slow. Like, we never have a premiere of a new game that's that slow. All right,
We
so you
had,
gotta wonder
though.
what happened.
We
And I
have.
think, I have a few theories that I think are pretty valid. I think number one, there's just too many RPGs right now. I've been playing
Oh my
Baldur's
God,
Gate 3
too
for
many,
2.5
man.
months. I was playing Sea of Stars and I put it on hiatus just to start playing Like a Dragon Infinite Well, right? How many RPGs?
Like, I've seen people have this opinion, but they're not this annoying about it. It's always just like, dude, I don't know how they think I'm gonna be able to play this, this, and this. And then they move on. They don't sit there and complain. They don't, like, play Final Fantasy VII Remake and then say, oh man, this game is so good, but I can't play Persona 3. It's like, dude, this is, you're talking about Final Fantasy VII right now. Like, okay.
Can possibly be supported at once. It's RPG overload. And by the way, I skipped a bunch. I skipped Persona 3. I skipped.
Yeah, because you didn't like the game, because you have shitty taste. And you know, you guys noticed on the Phil's Day Off segment, I think I said it before, I'll say it again. Kat, they never talk about Persona 3 Reload anymore. Kat played it, she started it, and she was like, I don't know, whatever on it. And now she just stopped playing it. Huh? And then she played Tales of Arise, and then she dropped that because the game got too hard for her. She couldn't understand the game. It's too difficult. So, you know, I was measuring toxicity over Persona 3, but Tales of Arise kind of sealed the deal on that. Tales of Arise is a very, like, the worst case scenario for that game. At worst, it's a solid JRPG. It's a good game. It doesn't do anything exceptional, but it's good on a bad day. On a good day, it's a great game. Fantastic. I like the game personally. And the DLC. So it's a solid game. I recommend it. But Cat apparently just couldn't get into it. It's too hard, dude. I mean, and plus, I sucked at the game. I was able to beat it. I mean, come on.
Grand Blue Fantasy. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All right? Now, if you're an ultra fan of RPGs, that's one thing, but I'm a variety streamer. People like coming by DSP Gaming to see what Phil's up to today. Is he playing an RPG, or is he playing an action game, or is he playing a fighting game, or is he doing something random? They like that. That element is good, and it's good because gaming to see what Phil's up to today. It's ridiculous. All right? Now, if you're an ultra fan of RPGs, that's one thing, but I'm a variety streamer. People like coming by DSP Gaming.
This dude was pissed off at the premise of streaming Baldur's Gate 3 again. He said he doesn't want to do it. He said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fucking do that. Let's see if I can find it again. Oh man, this is a good one. This is like when you're just zapped with with inspiration. The moment you truly feel like someone's coming.
Whole month where everyone yelled at me and said, "You're playing too much Baldur's Gate. You're playing too much Tekken. You're playing. It's not what you want to see me play." I played Pal World. Yeah, like I think all day I got 3 memberships. Big new release. And no, it was not a great day whatsoever for income. Everyone screamed at me to play, wanted me to play. Are playing this game today. And if they're playing it,
Oh my god.
why? Because I didn't play the demo.
Where is
So
it?
I get it. If that's the case, people are burnt out on RPGs, then so be it. But I thought this was the exception. People are telling me, oh no, this is Final Fantasy VII. I wasn't making ad revenue because all the stuff I literally would have done better if I played other games today. Like if I, again, Baldur's Gate and like Tekken or what's going to happen because this is yet another probably would have done better than if I had just played this all day like I did today. And that's surprising. Now the question is what's going to happen because this is yet another 60-plus hour game.
Oh my god,
Okay?
this
Another
dude
one.
is
And my
losing
plan
it.
is this week to play 17 hours of it. I've played 5.5 today, and I got 4 more
Okay, I think we're getting close to it.
Between those streams, you know, are people going to start showing up more? Are people going to actually support the playthrough? I don't know, you know? And it's hilarious, too, because you can tell the troll element comes in.
Oh, my God. Dude, where does he say it?
This is yet another
Oh, my God.
60-plus hour
Yet
game.
another. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. Fuck it.
Day and Tuesday, I misspoke. Between those streams, you know, are people going to start showing up more? Or, you know, shown in this. Oh, this is boring.
Okay.
I'm playing the game trying.
Come on.
Streamer who played the game skip the entire first.
Oh my God, come on.
Come in with their new accounts.
Oh my God, we're still talking about this.
So far, I'm liking the game. Yeah, guess what? I'm gonna have to fucking balance it with Baldur's Gate again, which I don't want to do.
I don't want to do it. But I like my streams. I get to play whatever I want. You guys are gonna always asking what's gonna be played. What's he gonna play? And then you see I'm playing this game, then I play this other game. I don't want to balance and alternate between Final Fantasy and Baldur's Gate 3, man. Okay.
To see what Phil's up to today. Is he playing an RPG or
And this dude, okay, you know what? Okay. This fucking fuckery. This where is this?
This chicanery?
Listen to this bullshit. He gets a suggestion saying, "Oh, Phil, you know, you should get rid of the schedule. This schedule segment, get rid of it. Whatever, shorten it, whatever."
If I do that, how are you gonna know what game I'm gonna play? I always change my schedule. So, like, why would I not have a schedule so you guys know what I'm gonna play, stupid?
But now he's saying that people come to his streams to see what he's playing. Oh my God.
What a sick joke! You do what I do. I am not crazy!
Action game, or is he playing a fighting game, or is he doing something random? They like that. That element is good, and it's good because we bring in a variety of people to these streams. I say we because I feel like it's us together. It's not the royal.
Oh my God.
It's us together. It's a community effort, right?
It's
it really
a community
is.
effort.
It's not just me doing this. It's me and all of you guys hanging out, having a good time together. That's what success really is.
That's what success is. We were all enjoying the time.
So quite frankly, I do feel like we are RPG'd out. And that's a shame because, number one, these RPGs are all lengthy and I'm not done with them yet. I can't just drop them
shit,
or
this
skip
is a
them
2-hour
because everyone
video.
will complain that I've missed out on the
I
biggest
thought-
releases, right?
At
That's
first I
number
thought
one.
it was like
Number two,
shorter.
There's more coming.
But I thought it was also
I know.
longer.
And I'm gonna be honest.
Damn.
Right now, as a result of this whole feeling of like RPG burnout, because there's just too many RPGs
Oh my
at
God.
once, I'm strongly considering skipping Dragon's Dogma 2. And I know that's...
What a shocker. This dude pretended so hard as if he was a big Dragon's Dogma fan. Dude, when was the last... Okay, you know what? Let's go to Pig-Pig-Go. Pigpiggo.re. Ah, yes. Dragon's Dogma. All right. Ah, yes. Let's try. Yes, I liked it. Only 2 pages. Only 2 pages. And this is my thing talking about like, oh, he's gonna play it. Like, I'm gonna play it. Dragon's Dogma, a lot of ways that... Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh, shit. Wrong button. No. Okay. Oh, looks Final Fantasy 15. It's very pretty, dude.
Dogma in a lot of ways.
What? Oh.
And you could do link skills with some of your party. It kind of feels like Dragon's Dogma in a lot of ways.
It feels like Dragon's Dogma in a lot of ways. Ah, yes.
Some more Dragon's Dogma coming at you. Grinding in Dragon's Dogma book. Dragon's... Wait, what? Dragon's Dogma Man?
The same week that Dragon's Dogma and Men in Black comes out. I think that's the week this comes out.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this is all he talks about it. And it's just nothing. Like, look at this. Look at this. Let's start at the bottom. This was like 2016, and he just said it's like that game. And then, the next time he talked about it, 2021. Yes, I did play Dragon's Dogma. Yes, I liked. And then, we get this. Dragon's Dogma kind of celebration.
Dragon's Dogma kind of celebration. They said, you know, the official anniversary was interesting. It looks fun. Okay.
Okay.
Then there was a 10th anniversary of Dragon's Dogma kind of celebration. They said, you know, the official anniversary was last week, and they said there will be a special video releasing to celebrate the anniversary soon. And I was like, I wonder why they would do that. And then someone basically told me that there was a leak a couple months ago that it sounds like they actually will be releasing a Dragon's Dogma 2 at some point. Now, I'm kind of surprised because Monster Hunter has done so well.
Okay.
And Monster Hunter is kind of the same premise where you're running around.
Look at him like light up. He loves Dragon's Dogma. Like usually, you know, when I heard about No More Heroes 3 being made, I was really happy. Like I was driving home and I was like, No More Heroes 3, what the fuck? Oh fuck yeah. I was hyped. I was like going crazy. The VGAs that they had the trailer, I was like, dude, look, it's fucking No More Heroes. Oh my god. All this shit, all this cool ass fucking shit. I was happy. This dude gets told his favorite game gets a sequel. Oh wow, it's kind of surprised, man. Okay.
Jumping on giant monsters and fighting them. Dragon's Dogma is a little different. You have an AI-controlled party who you level up, and they all serve a role in combat. And also, you fight a lot of little minions and enemies as well. It's not just about the big boss fights. While Monster Hunter is focused on the big boss fights, right?
Right.
So if there really is a Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out, I'd be stoked. I'd be very excited. I'd want to check it out. But this didn't say anything about it. All they announced was the 10th anniversary video coming soon, and that was it. Then on to what would be the
so that's all he said about it. That is all he said about it. And then, oh, let's listen to this. How did he respond to it? Oh, great image.
Dragon's Dogma 2, all right? And it is being now developed for the Resident Evil or RE engine. So it's going to look...
Oh my god, look how weird this fucking image looks. He looks so washed out.
Crazy different, obviously, from the original game. And, you know, that graphical engine is quite good. And that's it. They didn't really give much more information. They didn't give a date. They didn't give it progress. They said, we're making it. Okay? So there you go. I mean, it's good news. I'm excited for it. I think it's a great franchise. I really like the original game, although admittedly, it's a very grindy game. So if I play it, with the way I might approach it, is that might be like a chill stream for me.
Uh-oh.
On nights and we chill together as I run around grinding against monsters.
Dude, already, you listen to this and you're like, okay, yeah, he's not going to play it. Like, I knew he was not going to play Dragon's Dogma 2. And again, this is all he talks about it. Like, 2022, then November. Because they got a release date. And then, after that, right now, I'm not replaying Dragon's Dogma. Okay. I love the Dragon's Dogma one. I hope that it's good, I guess. Interested in Dragon's Dogma 2? Yes, I am. In the dark, March 24th and 20th, whoops. Dragon's Dogma 2. Ah, yes. Like, look at all this nonsense. He went from barely talking about it to just saying, I guess they're doing it. Oh, they're doing it. Okay. Oh, it's coming out this year. And these are years apart. 2022, 2023. What a huge fan. He loves the game. He can't wait.
Because I like Dragon's Dogma 1. I was a champion for the game when a lot of
champion! He was a champion of the game. I talked way more about fucking No More Heroes in my lifetime amongst my own friends than this dude talked about Dragon's Dogma. Like, come on.
Didn't like it as much. I thought Dragon's Dogma 1 was amazing. I played the crap out of it. And, you know, Dragon's Dogma 2 is right around the corner in 3 weeks. And now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't play it. Or maybe we should save it for later at a time when finally RPGs have calmed down. How am I going to be playing 4 RPGs at once, man? It's too much. And again, it's the industry has to start looking at itself instead of only living in like a tunnel.
You gotta look
at
in the mirror,
these games are doing. These game developers are making a game, and they live in a tunnel where they think their game is the only game being made, and it's not. You know how many games these game developers? Just
It's so funny that this dude complains that there needs to be more hype games to come out, and then more comes out, but it's not like the way he wants them to. They need to come out the correct way. Obviously,
the absolute best game out there, and it was going to sell no matter what. And then they come out, and it's like RPG, 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 RPG. What the hell?
What the hell?
There's too many. They're too long, too many, too similar, right? How many can you stand? I like RPGs, and I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm getting burnt out on them now. And
I'm not.
That's crazy
like
for me, because I'm the kind of guy that, like, usually...
Like, I know people that get burnt out on RPGs. I get that, but I kind of don't feel that way. I just love going through them sometimes. If they're really good, if they're very different, I like doing
play
them.
all these, but this is like RPG overload, man. Like we're all gonna.
But then
get
I
tired
swap
of
to
them.
Guilty
and
Gear,
that's the worst
and
thing
then
that
it's
can
like,
happen is you
ready
don't
to
want
rock,
to play any more of
ready
something
to burn,
you like, 'cause
ready
you're
to
so tired. It
rock.
would be like if every day you're eating a new burger. Today you ate, a Five Guys burger. Tomorrow you ate an In-N-Out burger. Then you ate a Burger King burger. Then you ate a McDonald's burger. Then you ate a The Habit burger. Then you ate a Red Robin burger.
Oh my god!
Even though they're all different kinds of burgers, eventually you're gonna get tired of burgers. You want something else. You can't just keep doing the same thing every day. You're fucking tired of that shit. And that's what I feel like.
If this is the case, then why doesn't he try other indie games? Oh no, you don't know what a good indie game is, man. Yeah, why would you want to try?
It's getting
right?
ridiculous now with these RPGs. So, yeah, I'm honestly thinking that we need to start moving on from this and do variety stuff. The question is what? The good news is later this month there is variety. We've got the Star Wars Battlefront collection coming out around the middle of March.
Oh man,
that's completely different. And it's a classic tried and true series that was super duper good back in the day. Even if I only play it for random multiplayer, I think it's still going to be fun for variety purposes. And then you've got Rise of the Ronin, which feels to me like it's going to be something refreshing and different. It's combat, it's stealth, it's ninja style. When I say ninja style, it's actually a samurai style stuff,
ninja
right?
style.
It's going to be fun. I
It'll
feel
be fun.
something different to break all this up and not just be an RPG. So we've got variety coming. And what I really need to do is I do need to sit down and I need to look at everything else coming out in the schedule because I haven't done that in a long time. And I think that we're going to do that likely around the same time that we do my birthday event in early April. So about 1 month
Oh
from
my
now.
god,
We're gonna
and
probably
we're
sit
still
down and do a
talking
birthday
about the
marathon,
fucking birthday
and we'll
event.
probably go through the entire schedule of games coming out and pick out the ones that I'm interested in and you're interested in seeing me play. And that'll give us a better idea of the landscape of what we'll be doing for the next several months. Okay. But yeah, like right now, I actually am starting to really significantly think that Dragon's Dogma 2 is a bad idea. That the timing is just not right. It's too much already in the RPG landscape, and another one on top. Even though Dragon's Dogma 2 is very different, it's action based.
Oh my
about
god, it's a
climbing
different
on enemies, hitting
RPG.
weak points in an action based environment, similar to say, like you ever seen Shadow of the Colossus?
Oh my god.
So think of
dude.
that just on a much smaller scale. You know,
This dude chat all over Monster Hunter for
Monster Hunter, it's like Shadows of the Colossus, but Shadow of the Colossus is way better, man.
but then like this game is like Shadow of the Colossus and it's cool.
big monsters, but you're climbing, you're hitting them in weak points with magic and attacks. It's neat. Like I really liked Dragon's Dogma 1, but again, RPG, leveling, party members, fantasy. It's like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what I mean?
I know that Rise of the Ronin is listed as an action RPG, but I'm telling you, if you look at it, it doesn't
Oh my
nearly
God.
look like what you're thinking is an action RPG. Like they say that Dark Souls is an action RPG. Do you really think Dark Souls is an RPG in the vein of what we're playing right now? Of course.
But it's another burger, man. Like your and comparison, it's like another burger though. It's the same genre and it is can play differently. Like, come on.
Of course not. You see, it's different.
You see,
So,
it's different.
anyway.
Okay. But you
So
still
that,
level
anyway,
up and you
that's
grind.
what I'm talking about here. Like,
Whatever.
I think we might have to. But
The
now,
only thing
I
it
guess we'll
doesn't have is party members.
talk about that. All right. Over the course of this month, we still have 3 weeks to figure this out. Okay. But yesterday was the big premiere day for Final Fantasy VII, and the support was really slow for a new release. And it's like, if that was day one of this game, is this going to be representative of how it's going to be every day when I play this game now? And if that's the case, that's not good. You know, I've already explained to you guys, I'm hurting bad right now.
He's hurting
financially.
bad.
I
He's
took
like a
big
bleeding
hit,
animal.
And now what's going to happen is around the third week of this month when I get paid by YouTube, my pay is going to be way lower than what I usually make. And it's because...
Dude, you know, everyone's, like, people complain about their pay going up and down, all that shit, and he's like,
Well, you know, there's no security, man. See, I get paid a lot, man.
and look at him now. Dude, I'm losing money, man.
all my memberships went away. Like, no exaggeration, it's a ton of lost revenue. And other things as well.
And just remember, this dude kept saying that the trolls can't do anything. Oh, they're trying to stop me, they can't stop me. And apparently the trolls have ruined another source of revenue for him. Supposedly.
Factored in because in the month of February, there were no real new releases. You know, Tekken 8, Like a Dragon, they're good games, but they didn't catch on. And because of that, everything kind of stagnated in February.
Oh,
and
no.
Listen, I'm not complaining. I still had a great time in February. I think we all did. But we're looking for new stuff now, right? We want people to come in and check out the new stuff. And there has to be new stuff. That's not just another RPG that feels the samey thing again. You know what I mean?
Samey thing.
So right now, this is the worst possible time for me to have low support on a brand new release. And it happened. It's like, well, nothing I can do about it now, you know? So here's the deal, all right? You know, Baldur's Gate 3, we're in Act 3. We actually started Act 3. We're about 10 hours into it now. And we're in Baldur's Gate. We're unlocking quests. We're doing all this stuff. And every time I play Baldur's Gate, we've gotten great support, right?
Right?
It cannot be denied. Even though, definitely, the viewership on the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough has dripped dramatically. You know, when I started with Baldur's Gate 3, we were getting thousands of people. Now you can barely get 300 on a video.
They got the drip going.
But it's because it's a 102-part playthrough and continuing. So the thing is, though, I'm getting support for it. And what we might have to do, my original plan was that I wanted to play the living heck out of Final Fantasy VII. Because I wanted to get as far as I could in the game before new games came out. Before Rise of the Ronin.
Oh my god,
Plan
look
was
at
that
this.
I wanted to play the living heck out of Final Fantasy VII. Because I wanted to get as far as I could in the game before new games came out. Before Rise of the Ronin and before Dragon's Dogma 2. But if we're seriously considering skipping, say, Dragon's Dogma 2, then maybe it's not that big of a deal, and I don't need to rush Final Fantasy VII as much. Right?
Right.
If that's the case. So really, if that is the case, maybe I should split it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should split it, and we should be more evenly balanced and alternate streams. One stream Final Fantasy VII, one stream Baldur's Gate 3.
But you don't want to do that. DSP, come on, listen to yourself.
If this is a game that literally the support is going to be slow every day, yeah, guess what? I'm going to have to fucking balance it with Baldur's Gate again, which I don't want to do. I want to keep playing.
You don't want to do it, Phil. Why are you doing it? Huh?
Final Fantasy VII, one stream Baldur's Gate 3. Because right now, like this week, I was going to play 17 hours of Final Fantasy VII. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe what I should do is do an extra stream of Baldur's Gate 3 this week, and then just go back and forth between the two. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Go.
So, let's see what happens. All right? Here's the deal. I'm not changing the schedule right now over the weekend. Today,
he already did
Saturday
change it,
and Sunday are going to remain the same.
He wants it to be Monday.
What. The first day that we'll consider changing the schedule will be Monday. So let's now get into this segment of the stream where I talk about this. Okay. So
we're going to skip a little bit of the schedule.
Let's do the schedule. Today,
the schedule's not important, but he does say something interesting after
membership started. It's like the YouTube side contribution.
Oh, here we go. I think
worry about Baldur's Gate 3 and alternating with Final Fantasy. And if the Baldur's Gate 3 streams continue to get the level of support that they've gotten, right? It takes pressure off of me to have to worry about, oh no, because I'm playing so much Final Fantasy VII now, you know, my income's going to take a hit this month or something like that, you know? And it's the last thing that should be on my mind. I should just be entertaining myself and the audience and not having to worry about that, but it's a major concern. I wish it wasn't, but it is. This whole thing with the memberships completely screwed me over this year so far. You know, it's an ongoing problem. So, you know, take perfect example. So this morning, I got a bunch of tips I'm going to shout out. Have not had a single super chat. Have not had a single membership. Not a single re-upping of a membership.
Look how grateful he is.
And this has been a running.
And he's so appreciative of those who did resub. People resubbed over time. Like there was that weird segment in the Final Fantasy VII stream I was watching on Piece of Peace stream, and it was like,
All right, a lot of you are popping your stuff now.
what about that? Well, I mean, these people have been resubbing, whatever the fuck, re-upping their memberships. But who cares, right?
Pattern for 2 months now, where ever since the fake membership started, it's like the YouTube side contributions are very, very diminished, and that's horrible. Like that's something that it's part of my business. It's dependent.
And you know, I kind of wonder if part of the reason why it is diminished was DSP keeps like,
Guys, this is horrible. Oh my god, I can't care about memberships anymore. Oh, the fucking YouTube stuff is fucked up, man.
and maybe these people are like, oh yeah, that's kind of fucked up. We're gonna give you money through tips because maybe not being such a little baby about the kind of money you get, maybe people would just be like, I'm just gonna support however. But you made it such a big deal when you kind of didn't need to, you know?
For some reason, it's just like vanished. But people are still supporting. It's just a lot of tips. But what happened? You know, I think a lot of people are just sitting around. I'm just gonna get a free membership.
Spider said what?
Eventually, so I'm just never gonna buy one.
He renewed for 13
and
months.
Same thing, I don't know what happened to super chats. I guess we'll see what happens moving forward. I hope this month things turn around. It might be simply put, this month, like I said, in February, I was playing the same games all month. So a lot of people weren't into it, and now they'll be coming back for new games in March.
Again, how come you were getting $100 every Baldur's Gate 3 stream? How? And then you say, well, maybe they wanted this. You're doing this and you haven't gotten the $100 tips goal for one day.
I don't know. You know, I don't know. But hopefully things do turn around this month, because this is very bad right now, and I'm nervous. You know, and I don't like being nervous.
And remember, he said he said he'd love to get $50 a stream. Then he said, well, no, a day. It was literally a day. He said, if I get $50 a day, that'll be fine. And then when people were like, actually, like, calling that, I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. And he's like, no, I mean, like, I'm looking for $50 a stream, man. And then whatever more is great. Of course I want more. And it's like, holy shit, dude.
About being nervous. I just want to play games and enjoy stuff with you guys. It's not something that I did. I didn't change my content and ruin it, and it sucks now. And I didn't say something awful that pissed everyone on the internet off. This is literally a bunch of fucking trolls found a loophole in YouTube to screw my business over. That's it. Literally 100% the root cause of the problem. It wasn't that.
He shot on so many businesses that they're not troll proof.
Oh, these companies, he didn't prepare for trolls. You didn't think of this, man? Wow.
Like he complained about Teespring and Twitch caving into the trolls. And DSP gets faced with trolls and he can't do anything about it. Like he didn't prepare? But Phil, you say all these other businesses should be troll proof. Why aren't you troll proof? Huh?
I made a horrible change, or I made a big mistake, or Phil sucks. It's trolls. And that's bullshit. That now my business is affected by that, you know?
And remember when you told us that trolls can't affect his business?
The trolls can't stop me, man. They're so pissed off that I keep streaming, man.
And now his revenue is fucked.
I hate when he'll be the maker of his own downfall. Well, no. Actually, no. It'll be people fucking with my income constantly behind this.
He'll be the making of his own downfall.
No, it's the trolls.
This dude literally said,
if I'm gonna stop streaming, it's gonna be me. My choice. Yes, no one else. Okay?
And now he just said, the trolls are fucking with his business, and that's causing the downfall of him. Huh?
Scenes that'll fuck me over, not anything that I did wrong. I didn't create YouTube's membership system. I didn't break it. All right, I didn't find the loophole. They did, you know.
It's not really breaking the
anyway,
site, whatever.
So that's what's going on right now. All right, I think what we'll do, let's leave the schedule as is.
I think that's what I wanted to
Final
focus
Fantasy
on.
VII, bringing Baldur's Gate 3 back on Monday makes sense, and then it up if I keep doing that, okay? But yeah, I think
Oh my god, I'm getting like.
that's
really
what we're gonna have to
hungry.
do. All right.
I really did not expect this video to be this long.
Dr.
be
Owen
honest.
continuing to have problems playing Steve in Tekken.
Oh my god, Dr. Owen is crying about fucking Tekken.
Is going to check out all the
Goddamn.
content. Hopefully, the Rebirth is going to be doing Dragon's Dogma 2 at launch. The only news today, there is one quick gaming news story before we get to shout. Development company that made the Crash were
Oh yeah, and these
bought
people
out by like any other games that are good. Keeping
Okay.
Wave up and do what you tell us to do because you own it. They're leaving Activision. And right now what they actually said is, and what a flip on this, listen to this.
Listen
They're
to
actually
this.
now looking in talks to make some content for
content.
Microsoft.
Make some content for Microsoft. This dude is awful. Content. We're calling video games that he considers art, by the way, content.
Basically
Gross.
to take, think about this. What if Crash Bandicoot ends up on the Xbox?
It was on
Now
Xbox.
that would be a flip, right?
But he's talking about,
I
it's
mean,
an exclusive.
for the longest time,
But who
it
fucking
was very
cares?
controversial that Sonic would be on a
Controversial.
Nintendo console because they were
Okay.
direct rivals in the 1990s, right?
But
Sega
that's a little
versus Nintendo.
different, though. Whatever. Okay. Like, Crash never got
It's
that kind
actually,
of notoriety. Whatever. I mean, it's a
Game
mascot.
on Xbox, and it's not on PlayStation
Character.
anymore. At one point, Crash Bandicoot was like the mascot for PlayStation, right?
Bleh.
I mean, exclusive to Xbox. So people are saying, well, it's already on Xbox. I mean, exclusive. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But, I mean, good on them.
Good
I mean,
on them.
That's ridiculous. They did such a good job. Both the Crash Bandicoot trilogy and the Spyro trilogy were amazing games. I
But
played and loved both
They
of
didn't
them.
make those games.
And to say, oh, don't make
They
the games you're good
remastered
at
them or
anymore.
whatever the
You know, this
fuck,
is
but the
equivalent
original game was not
of
made by them, I
BioWare
don't think.
being forced by EA to make
Oh my god, let's skip a little bit.
what?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Anyway, I guess we'll see what happens for Toys for Bob. I wish them the best, and I hope that actually they do well
Oh
as,
yeah,
as an independent developer because they deserve it.
Yeah, and these will definitely play their
Okay.
games. Definitely, he
Um,
always plays indie games.
Let's get the shout-outs, shall we?
Shall we?
So we start off today with Spider Dijon, who re-upped his membership for 13 months and said, "Best fighting game I've ever played. It's completely got introduced.
Okay,
And four
I don't give a fuck
like
about.
overpowered compared to the rest of the cast.
Don't give a fuck about Dr.
And it
Orange's
really does seem to
bullshit.
me like what they do is they just try to stagger you, catch you with a
Okay.
that I was able to gift for the month of February. Every month
Oh yes, he.
night tip. I received
Wait,
a
what?
legit gifted membership. I appreciate that. Okay, let's swing over to the tip side of
The
things.
tip side of things.
We have a lot of tips to shout out today. We start off with an overnight tip. I received a $25 anonymous. I appreciate it. Get a new token here. Let's see.
Oh my god. Come on.
We'll keep going strong.
I will keep going strong.
Epic Kirk Rebrushed tipped me
Oh,
$1. So I'm
God.
watching your Final Fantasy VII video on demand. It's strange. People are talking about me and saying false.
Fuck Kirk. Honestly, like, look, he's racist and all that shit. Of course, right? Correct. But even now, he's even worse. Like, my god, Kirk, I only wish for the worst things to happen to you. Like, it's so annoying. Every time this fucker fucking tips, it's always like, oh, you're just being mean to me. Oh, Phil, why are you being mean to me? Just being a little bitch. And every time, he just keeps crawling back. It's a far worse situation than, like, he's like competing with 672 and how much of a bitch they could be to DSP. It's like ridiculous. This dude said yesterday, I think, or whatever, saying, yeah, he's bad and he knows he's not coming back, man. Yeah. All this other shit. Like, he's kind of like bragging that he's gone. And Kurt keeps coming back. And it's like, oh, hey, Phil, I love you, Phil. And it's like, holy shit, dude. Like, leave. Just go.
They're saying I'm in chat. I haven't been in chat for weeks.
How do we know?
Are you believing these lying people?
And like, and why would Kirk be honest? Think about that. He's like, yeah, man, I'll learn my lesson. And then he goes on being racist again, and then gets banned. It's like, what? Like, come on.
Listen, I don't know.
I don't know.
The truth
And,
is,
and listen to
there's
this. Listen to
chat.
this. This dude who's a racist and gets banned for being a racist. DSP's like, oh man, I don't know, man.
I haven't been in chat for weeks, Are you believing these lying people?
Like, Kirk, what do you fucking think? What do you fucking think? Do you think he believes them? I mean, Kirk, you gotta use. Well, I don't know. I mean, he may not have that brain. Actually, I don't know. I mean, Kirk is a very special person.
Listen, I don't know.
That needs to go away.
The truth is, there's been people in chat who are saying stuff, and people are saying, "Oh, that's Kirk. Oh, that's Kirk." Like, I don't care if it's Kirk or not. Like, I don't give a shit. You know,
I don't give a shit.
The rules.
I don't give a shit. So if someone in there is either Kirk or someone else pretending to be saying racist stuff, then shouldn't they be banned anyway? Okay.
No one is immune to the rules. So if someone comes into the chat and they're saying stuff that could be construed as racist or whatever, they get removed. All right. So
when
Kirk is saying, "Oh, that wasn't me." Listen. You know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't really matter.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't matter. Kirk was banned for racists in the past multiple times. Stupid.
Whoever it is in the chat doing it, it's not someone whose name says Kirk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Like, it's people.
And you know
coming
the
in.
thing is, DSP tells people to come in with socks all the time. And again, why would Kirk be honest? And this whole thing is annoying. It's all just attention baiting, because Kirk is like the new age Lice for Soul. Like, people who everyone knows at this point, when he was back on Twitch, it was every day. Lice for Soul was saying dumb shit every day that was just fucking stupid. And DSP kept giving him daily warnings. Like, just daily warnings. And he never would ban him, and he kept milking him. And then, like, Lice for Soul called his whole community autistic. And DSP was like, "Oh, how dare you call my fans autistic? You're gone, mister." Then to later realize he only banned him because he did a chargeback. And now Lice for Soul is a welcomed person in the community despite calling his fucking fans autistic. And he never apologized either, by the way. And that's a big thing in DSP's book. You have to apologize, correct? But he didn't have to, apparently, for some reason. But now we have Kirk that fills the role of a dude who just comes in, gets, like, ranted on, and keeps coming back and saying dumb shit and tips every day. Like, it's awful. This dude needs to go away.
And saying stuff that you know is not allowed. And I think people at this point, sadly, are just associating that with Kirk because he did it a lot, you know, when he was in chat or whatever.
Yeah, but did those accounts get banned? Like, why don't they get banned, Phil, if they don't get banned?
He's saying it's not him. He's basically saying these are people impersonating him on purpose, okay? Well, if we see it, we'll just remove it. It's that simple.
Oh, now we'll just remove it.
It's not going to affect me talking...
So look at this, right? Look at this. If he sees it, he'll ban it. Implying that he assumed that racist account was him and didn't ban him. Because it could be Kirk. But if it's against the law, then why did it matter for Kirk to say it's not me, and then for him to say, yes, I'll ban him? It's the same kind of discourse he had with Derek when it came to the Derek clones. He's talking to Kirk like Derek. Kirk is like a racist Derek. Oh my god. And it'll be terrifying if someone finds out Kirk is on Twitter and he's doing some like fucked up shit on Twitter. Like, we'll have like Derek watch, and then we'll have Kirk watch, and then Kirk watch will like it'll just be a fucking like, it'll be a thing. It'll just be a thing that happens. And it's funny that it keeps happening in DSP's community, right? Correct?
Kirk gonna tip anyway, so there you go. Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay. Well, if we see it, we'll just remove it. It's that simple. And it's not gonna affect me talking to Kirk in a tip anyway.
Of course! Because you didn't ban him from tipping. You can't do that. You love his money, man.
So there you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
Continuing on. Sarah tipped me $1. Says, yesterday you did seem very much on edge. You were concerned about support. Hopefully today you can be more focused on enjoying the game. I told you, like, yesterday I was already on edge.
Okay.
And obviously you saw what happened with the support. So it was like just everything compounding at once.
Compounding.
But I'm not. Yeah, I know. Yesterday I was really stressed out. I felt awful too. Like, I felt like shit all day.
He was excited all day.
Felt
Whatever.
all tired.
Okay.
you know, geared up today for a better day. I'm feeling more positive today. I don't know what you mean. Eternal Apom says, I tried to watch your Final Fantasy VII Rebirth videos after your first stream.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about that.
Like I said, there's views on them now. Shit, and you know, I'm gonna say something here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I played about a half an hour from work. I'm loving the game. Queen's Blood is super boring. I say skip those. Have a great weekend. Yeah, so I played about a half an hour.
So everyone said that was boring. They're trolls and evil people. This guy says boring.
Yeah, okay, man.
You notice how, like, in the night stream, he just goes unhinged. The daily rep goes unhinged. Then it's full damage control mode on the podcast all the time. He does a daily rep. He says dumb shit the next day.
Well, actually, I'm just very stressed out, man.
Damage control.
All right, this card game, Queen's Blood, and people give me shit, and you know, I'm gonna say something here.
He's gonna say something. Get a load of this.
All right, you have to understand something from my perspective. No matter what I do, people say I'm doing the wrong thing. Okay.
Okay.
In previous games, for example, in Witcher 3, or other Final Fantasy games, or other fantasy RPGs, okay, typically, I skip that kind of content. I'll just turbo through it or not do it. You know, I've said outright in other games like this, I don't like them, so I'm just gonna skip it. And I got shit for it. People are like, wow, you know, you really missed out.
Oh man.
On content in the game, you rushed through the game, you skipped this.
Get a load of
and
this.
It sucks because we like to see you be fully immersed, and it's obvious you're not fully immersed. You skipped out on the content put in there, right? And you know, basically the way I see it is, all right, well, here's a new one. Here's a brand new card game, literally created just for this game, right? It didn't exist.
So people in the past that may not even be watching anymore was like, why did you skip Gwent or whatever the fuck it's called in Witcher? And it's like, well, I'm not interested in it, whatever. But then he was being accused of rushing through games, whatever. But again, the answer to that problem isn't to just, I gotta do side missions because I gotta do them. You know, it should always be, I want to do this because I want to. And people are going to always say, oh, you should do the side content. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. But this dude will say, I don't want to do this because I don't want to do it, man. Then we'll say, I have to do it because then people say this about it.
For this, it's brand new. I'll give it a shot. And at first it's a little tricky. Then you get the hang of it. But there's 3 fights or 3 matches you have to do.
But he did this for an hour. Like, if he tried it, that's one thing. He could do one. But he did it for an hour. He did each new one. Back to back.
And the third one's hard because the guy has.
And this is really also off of the heels of him saying,
okay, guys, we didn't get to the real game, so tonight we're gonna play the real game.
He comes into the night stream. All right, let's play card games. Like, dude, you hyped it up. And you know, again, another instance of him over-promising and under-delivering. This dude will not realize he over-promises his own fucking streams.
Cards. So you just basically have to get luck of the draw so he doesn't have the constant cards to put down to destroy your hand or whatever. So, you know, I did the first one and I like steamrolled through it. Okay. The second one, it took me like 2 tries. I got to the third one, people were like, oh my god, why are you still doing this? I'm like, because it's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's content in the game.
You know what else is in the game? In Baldur's Gate 3, romance. Why don't you do the romance options? It's in the game.
For this specific town, you're supposed to do it now. How I know you're supposed to do it now is because the town locks once you leave it. You can't go back right away. So if you don't do those card games now, you're locked out of doing them for this portion in the game. So you're supposed to do them while you're there.
He says you're supposed to. You're not supposed to. It's optional. You can. You're not supposed to. The game, Tifa doesn't tell you, okay, Cloud, before we leave on our epic adventure, you have to play card games, okay? Go play card games, okay? Go play with Sally over there and play card games. You have to advance the plot. It's very important. Come on.
And people are like, oh, why are you playing this game? Then, seriously. If I didn't do it, everyone would have complained, why did you skip the content? It's there to be enjoyed, and you missed out on this content that's in the game. Why'd you skip it? Right? So then I play it, and everyone complains, wow.
So are you playing it because you want to play it, or are you playing it because you want to placate the people who are crying about you not playing all of the side missions? Like, this has been a problem with him. Every fucking game he streams, it never comes off as a genuine enjoyment of the game. Like, when I play Persona 3 Reload, like, I spend time doing whatever the fuck I want. It's like, oh, I want to hang out with the old people in the bookstore. I do that. Oh, I want to hang out with Maiko at the playground. I do that. I do that S-Link. Whatever. Yeah, I do some S-Links because I just wanted to level up like Kenji. I mean, Kenji's just an obligation at this point. Same with the fat ass. But I'm also curious to see where the fat ass storyline's gonna go to be honest. You know, I want to see where I'm gonna land. But everyone I've heard said that S-Link sucks ass. So I can't wait. Can't wait to see where I land. Probably gonna hate it too, but whatever. But like, I do stuff in that game because I want to, and it's not like, oh man, I need to do this because Yoshi's gonna yell at me if I don't do this. Like, come on.
Why are you playing this? You've killed the momentum of the stream. It's boring. It's like, do you not understand? Like, no matter what I do, people complain. Like, seriously, no matter what I do, it's like, hey, here's the one time I decided I will do it because I've always gotten complaints that I don't do this content, so let's do it. Complaints anyway.
But you know, the thing is, he tried it. He could just see his chat being like, oh, this is kind of boring. He says, okay, well, I at least try the card game. It's kind of interesting. You know, maybe I'll do it, like, sparingly, you know, whatever, but we'll do something else. He could just do that. That's way too much work. No way. Why would he do that? That's stupid. That's a dumb idea.
I just don't know what to say. If you guys don't want me to do Queen's Blood at all, I'll skip it. I'm pretty sure it's just side content, right? Maybe if you beat them all, you get like a materia or something at the end of it.
Of course, there's gonna be an incentive to beat it.
It's up to you guys.
It's really like he knows that there's some like an OP materia, like, or a chance there might be something OP, so he did it. And he's kind of waiting for someone to say, "Phil, you should do it. You'll get the best thing ever."
What you want to do? If I keep playing the game and we get to the next Queen's Blood and you say don't do it, then I won't do it. You know. But I'm just trying to make a playthrough that's meaningful, that has the content of the game explored in it, so you see what.
But then again, he's exploring this, but he will not explore the romance options in Baldur's Gate 3. He won't even try. He just writes it off because the beginning writing of it is so awful and sexy and stupid. But why not try it? Oh, only kids do sex, apparently. Kids sex all the time, right? Correct?
It is, you know. It just seems like, though, no matter what I do, it's just not good enough. Everyone just wants to sit here and complain. Like I said, you get those negative people who came by the stream yesterday purposefully on release day just to be dicks and be like, oh, it's terrible no matter what. The playthrough sucks, right? So when you get that element, you can't really judge what's legit and what's not. It's sad, but I wish I could. But how do you judge legit when you have people who are
then
just...
Then maybe don't do it for an hour. Why not just do like one and then be like, okay, I'll do this later or whatever. And you know you're going to go back to it, apparently. Somebody somehow knows that. So if you know you're going to go back to it, then there's no hurry.
Stream anyway, right? So,
right?
You know, let me know. Exactly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Let me know what you want moving forward. If you want me to skip it, I'll just skip it. I don't care. At this point, you know, and that's the sad fact is when I do one thing and I get criticized, so I do the opposite and I still get criticized, I just don't care anymore. You make me numb.
Again, when you're giving criticism, just doing the opposite isn't the answer. Like, there could be multiple answers. Like, people are complaining that he's not exploring the content and he's skipping over it is a very vague, open criticism. And he could take that as whatever. But then he could say, well, if I'm not doing enough, I'll do some. Oh, if I'm doing too much, I'll do less. Like, he could just try whatever. Or just play the game how he wants to play it. But it's always at the expense of what do other people think about it. Then why are you complaining?
You make me numb to it all. So I just don't give a shit. I don't care about the card
Remember,
game.
guys, he's receptive to feedback, but it has to be black and white feedback. It can't be anything with nuance to it.
So if you want me to do it, I'll do it. If not, I'll skip it. I don't give a fuck.
Look how much of a fucking drone he is. He can't just try something. He has to be given instructions on what to do, and that's the thing he will follow. Like a fucking drone.
You know, if people are just gonna bitch about it, then why would I care? I can't win either way. So just write it off, whatever, right? And just move on with your day. So there you go.
There you go. And there you go.
Let's see here. Ansu Kumaru to the $1.50. They said, JRPGs on your streams don't do well. Your everyday audience don't really have patience for them. The vast majority of people would much rather play a JRPG than watch one. You should try experimenting with new mechanics like the parry. I want to do that. I want to.
Okay.
Remake didn't have parries. It's a unique feature to Rebirth. Remake had that's right. Remake had the perfect timed dodges, right?
Right.
This game has dodges and parry.
Okay. Is there anything else he says?
Of course.
Of course.
$1 tip. Let's get an animation. Oops, there we go.
And I think it was just
Over
a bunch
here.
of Baldur's Gate 3 nonsense.
All right.
So I don't give a
As
fuck.
you said, Sophie's Choice.
Oh my
Ever
god.
joke about looking a gift horse in 1 Minute Man is always referencing Baldur's Gate, and
Dude,
it always
1
goes
minute,
right
man,
over my
can
head.
you shut up?
Okay.
Shut up again.
Anyway, thank you.
My god, you're
As
not funny.
always.
As always.
1 Minute Man for your support. With that tip. See here. Spider Dijon gifted his second membership. Bloom Kit did a super chat and says, just a suggestion. Maybe you can do top super chat on the leaderboard. It seems kind of lame.
No, you can't do it because of
The game.
reasons.
So that's why I don't bother with it. Okay. This
Okay.
is Red and Tifa in your team today. I agree.
I agree.
On and on. I hope you have a good stream. I'll stick around. Hugs and kisses. Thank you to Dr. Oink
Hugs and
for the super chats
kisses.
this morning. I'm sorry to hear the problems you're having in Tekken 8. All right.
I'm glad he's
everyone,
getting body in Tekken.
I think this honestly is a good place to adjourn the podcast.
All right, that is it. Let's do a vibe check. Let's see where did he end? I know he got the hack goal and the vest goal. He got both. And look how he like mangled the hair. He fucked it up so it doesn't even look like anything. And you can see his normal hair. He fucked this whole wig up. And he can't wear the glasses apparently, even though he can. But
I never
whatever.
used it. I literally never used it. Is there anything else we would want? This is pretty good. We had a great time today, right? Like great progress. 3 hours of this overworld exploration.
$228.
We
Great
did
progress. I
More
agree.
than half the stuff in this first open world. So when we play tomorrow, we might finish it. I'm thinking we probably will finish up this open world.
Like
map.
he even like the way when he put it on, he kind of like forced the hair to part. And he changed it. He mangled the hair. I'm telling you, this dude on purpose mangled the wig so it wouldn't look silly. Because deep down in DSP's little pig brain, he can't stand looking genuinely silly. He only can look a little silly because I think in another way he didn't want another Ken Masters situation, but he ended up getting one anyway. But look how stupid this is. He gets his wig, mangles it up, and then just completely changes the hair. So now that it's not Cloud, does that mean he can wear it through anything else? Can he put this wig on for any other playthrough, or is it only for this game?
Probably go back to Com, see if Com has any missions, and then make our way across the lake with the Chocobos. There's no way we're fighting that Nidhogg, which now is called something different, it's like the Midsgarzer Serpent or something, and probably go to the next part of the story. But I had a great time today. I think that this was honestly a really good stream because we got to see what the game really is now. And even though, yes, there's still things I'm not understanding. I don't understand everything about the synergy attacks or whatever they are.
Oh my god.
And every once in a while the combat's like flustering me, but it's getting better, right?
What did he
I had a good time
do?
today. I hope that you guys did too. And tomorrow we're doing it again.
Whatever.
And we'll see what we can do for the rest of this open world. Maybe wrap it up. But anyway, thank you all. Obviously, thank you everyone for the support today. Thanks to everyone who chilled, hung out, gave me advice, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another session. If you're watching on demand, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I thought it was really good. I hope to see you next time. All right. Until then, peace out.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say bye-bye. I hate when he says
All right,
bye-bye.
well, guys, I made it. I wore the wig for 3 straight hours, even though it bothered me the entire time. I did it.
Oh, it
So thank you
bothered
guys
him.
for the support
poor
today.
Baby.
And remember, tonight is Friday Night Fights Tekken 8. More Yoshimitsu fun. As I attempt to get Yoshimitsu to purple ranks, I don't know if we will, but we'll see how well I can do tonight.
I feel it's gonna get
on the
another
late stream.
cuck to give him
Tomorrow
another
is
wig.
more Final Fantasy 7.
I'm calling
and
it.
then
He's
Monday,
gonna get
Dragon
another
Age
dude to send him another
12.
wig.
After that, I'm not sure if we're going to on Monday still be doing this. We may do Baldur's Gate and then this on Tuesday and then more Baldur's Gate Wednesday because people seem to want alternation between this and Baldur's Gate rather than just this a lot.
Dude.
But let's see how tomorrow goes. and
Mr.
we'll
Variety Streamer is like considering alternating the game. Okay.
from there. All right?
Okay, alright.
All right, but anyway, good stuff. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And I hope that you guys will join me tonight for Friday Night Fights, which would be a great time. I saved, right? Yeah, that's it right there. Friday Night Fights should be great tonight. Hopefully,
Oh man, he's struggling.
I'll get a bunch of wins with Yoshi, but we'll see. Okay? Alright, guys. Thank you. And I hope to see you tonight. If not, tomorrow, more Final Fantasy, same time, same place. Alright?
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Alright,
And
guys.
see you tonight. Peace out.
Good night. Peace out. Bye-bye.
All right. That is it for my stream. Stream. Oh my god. Yes, I'm streaming right now. I may stream tonight though. Maybe. I'll think about it. Thank you for watching this video. This was way longer than I thought, but not as long as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be 3 hours, but we're getting close, so I better wrap it up. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. And always remember, it is time.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.
Bye.